Okay, another video today of how to manage BPD. Because it didn't work today, I didn't focus on one thing at a time. Okay, another video today of how to manage BPD. Because it didn't work today, I didn't focus on one thing at a time. And when you don't focus on one thing at a time, your head goes everywhere and things get messed up and you get panicky. Focus on one thing at a time, okay? So have your little, whatever you need to do. So you're getting up, getting dressed, you know, your little goals. And then you say, today I wanted to go out and be in the sunshine, go to Unity. And my head was doing all the things I have to do as well. How am I going to get out into the wheelchair? How am I going to get out the door? So of course I forgot things and things got messed up. So focus on one thing at a time, and that way you'll have a lot less panic. Thank you.
Hey guys, welcome to Moving On TV. How are you today? Hope you're well. Today's Holistic Monday, and so the programs are about holistic stuff. How to stay well, how to balance your energy, how to look after your mind, your body, your spirit. Um, I've been working today with a mother. I've just done a couple of programs on BitChute, which I can't put on YouTube, but if you want to watch them, go on to Moving On TV BitChute, because the way we're living in the UK at the moment, I'm not going to tell you too much because this is the holistic show and I don't want to interrupt the holistic show too much because we only get it once a week. So holistic should be bluish, I'd say. Blue? There we go, bluish. Right. Yeah, you can go Moving On TV on BitChute, and there's a couple of new programs I've just put out there about what's going on in England, certain situations at hospitals, not. Stay. Where was I? Yeah. So, as I say, this is a holistic show, and I want to put on programs to keep you well and balanced. So, I'm going to download something because I can't find it. I don't know if anyone is on here because the viewer count's not working. Hang on. Right, I'm trying to find something for you guys. You just beware, bear with. I shall download it, and then I want to put it on because tonight is all about mind, body, spirit. And I quite like to get this one on, which is just brilliant. All right, let's download that one. And what else have we got here that I could get for you? Holistic. Holistic. Right, we've got, who have we got on here that we haven't watched yet? We've got the hypnotherapies we've watched. We've watched Lee, Kathleen Milner. Just trying to see what other programs I could put on for you. Mind, body, spirit programs. So if you just be patient with me, guys. Let's see what I've got here. It's coming up. Holistic Monday. Last week was good. Last week was good with Vlad. Let's put that one on. Copy it. I haven't made a video of it yet because I want to learn it off by heart. I haven't done that yet because I don't want to do it, in a way where, hang on, fill in the gaps. All right, so get rid of that. Follow us on, obviously, that's already we did say, those social medias. So hopefully Vad's going to be on soon and is going to be able to read that out. I hope you're enjoying the Holistic Monday. I hope you enjoy watching Lenny and the Healing Blueprints, because I'm going to put the preview on, because if you get pain like me, you can use it and it does work. Healing Blueprint. The preview to the Healing Blueprint. Where are we? Healing Blueprint Relief Techniques preview. Because I want you to use these programs. How would you get someone that's actually in intense pain, that it's hard for it, and think that they could ask their pain in? How are you going to do it? Would you do that by steps, like slowly, gently?
The first thing that you want to do is imagine that you're holding a sword and shield, setting the sword and shield down, and then walking up to an imagined sacred space, the door opening, and then your issue, say neck pain, walking through the door, and you welcome it. You say, well.
Sounds good. Why does it sound good? It's weird. Why have we lost the sound? I'm just going to check the video. Check the video itself.
Means the body.
Well, so this is focused on the good things and focused on what I do want, rather. I was muted for 6 minutes. So we have to wait for the 6 minutes to pass. And then you can hear the whole program. But I tell you what I'm going to do in the meantime is I'm going to bring up a different program, and then I'll have to cut that bit out. Right, so let me bring up what I just downloaded. So we'll watch something different. There you go. Hey everyone, welcome to Messengers of Light. And today I'm going to be inviting on Kay Ashley to talk about her work. She calls herself the healer of healers, and from that, I presume what she means is that she heals us, the healers. But I want to find out more. I want to find out about her work, her spiritual awakening, because Kay Ashley, who do you think you are? Welcome to Moving On TV.
Ready?
Hi, Kai. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm brilliant. I'm brilliant. So I wasn't sure how to pronounce your name. As I say, I thought it was maybe Kay, and then I thought maybe it's Kai, but you just confirmed it. Now, you were saying to me, you know, as we don't know each other very well, but you were saying that you actually were born in Australia or New Zealand?
Yeah, I was born in Australia.
In Australia. What part of Australia?
Well, I was born in Sydney, lived in Newcastle, and also up at the Gold Coast. But I haven't lived in Australia since 2008. I've been living abroad in different countries around the world.
Okay, because I did go to Australia quite a while ago. I did the whole of Queensland and all that.
Ooh.
It's absolutely beautiful. And I was in Sydney for about 5 months, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I loved it. It was gorgeous, gorgeous. So now you're in the UK, and where do you live? What part of the UK?
Essex by the beach at the moment. Yeah.
Oh, by the beach, wow. Mind you, today has been, today, I think today the weather is really going with the way we are. And down and up and down and up and down. Anyway, it's lovely to have you on Messengers of Light.
Thank you.
As I say, I always like to find out how people woke up, how the spiritual awakening happens, because the reason I created this program is because a lot of people are going through so much, and a lot of them are waking up, the heart chakra is opening,
Yeah.
and they don't know how to navigate it. They don't know what's happening to them. And so this program is very useful because people like ourselves that woke up quite a while ago are able to pass on how it was for us. And so it's not so scary or so difficult for them. Okay,
Exactly.
so back to the beginning. So where were you born? And just tell us a little bit about your childhood.
Okay, well, my childhood definitely prepared me to be a healer because it was not a happy one. I was a very unhappy child. I came from a home where my parents were teenage drug addicts and criminals, and I spent my first 2 or 3 years in a drug house, which obviously was not safe for a child. I've done a lot, many hours of healing work on like the rejection and the abandonment issue. But then fortunately I was taken away to live with my grandparents and my teenage aunties. But that had its own set of problems because, you know, these are people who haven't had their awakening, and as well-intentioned and meaning as they are, they still had all their programs from the Victorian heritage where it's about being strict and do what I say and not as I do, and where children aren't even really respected as a person, really. So, so I got to learn a lot through that, and I was bullied a lot growing up. So I had a lot of trauma, and it sent me very bitter and cynical. I actually used to be very cynical, and when I was a teenager and I was living at a home with my much older boyfriend, I ended up becoming very mean-spirited, very awful, and I was lying a lot. And that was actually really relevant because that was a big part of my first spiritual awakening, where I started noticing how everything that I was doing, because I was so angry at the world, actually just ended up harming me. The lies ended up psychologically damaging me and the people around me. So I had a very rude awakening, a very shocking wake-up call, and around 22 is when that 21, 22 is when that really my first awakening happened. And so that from there I started practicing morality, and the first type of personal development I ever got into was Buddhism, where I started practicing loving kindness meditation and learned how to actually have morals for the first time.
Thank you. Wow. Hang on. That is so honest.
Yeah, I get told that.
This is what I love about spiritual, you know, light workers, indigos, crystals, star seeds. We haven't got that, what am I trying to think, that barrier we come right out and we say it, and
Yeah.
it's beautiful. So thank you so much. Just going back a little bit, it's very interesting what you just said. Sometimes there is actually a person or a mentor, I know there was in my life, that actually showed me something where I was not going on the right path. Did you have anyone like that at all in your childhood? Someone that, I don't know, I'm kind of picking something up here, that maybe there was someone like a teacher or a mentor of some kind that gave you a little bit of direction maybe?
I think maybe there are a couple of teachers along the way that were like standout, lovely teachers. I can think of maybe two. But really, when I just think of my childhood, it was very lonely, and I always felt misunderstood and very out of place. So it was a lot of figuring it out on my own in the early days, really, well, for a lot of it.
Right, yeah. Well, this is it. So we seem to go through so much in order to find out what we're here to do, and it can take a little while. So going back again to what you were saying, what interested you in life? I mean, well, you obviously didn't come straight into the spirit world and the work you're doing. Did you do any other kind of work at all that you felt you wanted to let go of it? Or did you feel that something wasn't right? Or did it actually lead you into what you're doing now, do you think?
Yeah, well, everything led me into what I'm doing now. I think that's why as light workers, we're so open to talking about it, because we see how everything is connected. Growing up, I did a lot of sort of odd jobs like waitressing, which I was so good at and I loved, but, you know, I didn't like the hours of pay. I've done a lot of jobs that were very soul sucking. The time when I was really mean, when I was around 19 and 20, I was working for a very dishonest company as a salesperson. And that was part of the lies that shocked me awake when I saw that, oh my God, like my actions actually do matter and the person that I am do matter. And then after that, it was just like, you know, regular call center stuff and whatever. And then when I finally left Australia, I actually ran my own business as a high-end escort in San Francisco, which had its own sort of lessons and actually taught me about marketing, which is hilarious. And it was from there, during that time when I had a big nervous breakdown, and I had to go into healing. And so my spectacular nervous breakdown led me to get into healing, and it was after I left San Francisco that I first started working as a professional healer, and that was about back in 2012.
Yeah, we like to call it a breakthrough, don't we?
Yeah, a spiritual
breakthrough.
Yeah, it's not a nervous breakdown, it's a spiritual breakthrough.
Okay, could you tell us a little bit about that? What did it feel like when you had your breakthrough, or first of all the breakdown itself, because that's interesting to hear, and then how it led to the breakthrough?
Yeah, well, I was a type of person, you asked me earlier what my interests were, and my interest was to experience life. So I'm quite a lot more extreme than most people, whereas I started learning very young. When I had that first spiritual awakening, I started learning how to learn. Before that, I always thought I was stupid, and then learning how to learn from life. And that gave me a thirst for negative experience, positive, negative experience. But my life was very drama-filled, very chaotic. My relationships were usually quite harmonious. Well, not in the early days. But anyway, my whole point for saying this is it all led me to a place where, as I was living my life out of alignment, where I was really pushing myself through these negative experiences and having like this, oh my God, like that just happened. Now I know this about life. You know, these other things just happened. Like I remember I got arrested and I almost went to actual prison, and I didn't, and I got out of it. But while I was in the most awful experience, I was sitting there looking around going, now I understand this on a deeper level. I almost felt relieved that I understood, because you can't understand it unless you go through it. And I've been through a lot.
Sorry, can you explain when you say I understood that? deeper level, again, when people are just waking up, what does that mean? I know what it means, but how can you explain that?
It meant that I had a cellular imprint in my body of the exact feelings of what it's like to be in that situation, of the feel, of the powerlessness of, and the reason why it was so important to me was because it helps me understand others. And I've always had a big quest to understand life, and that's why I've thrown myself headlong into so many negative experiences, which I don't really do anymore because I've sort of overcome that. I had so many intense experiences that now I've learned how to not do that, basically. But it used to be one thing after the other.
That's really interesting. So that's leading me to something else there. I'm really glad you said that. Because, okay, you said you actually were going into these negative experiences. Now, how do you draw the line then between going into these experiences because you feel you want to feel them in order to overcome them, and self-sabotage, which is a big thing that you're actually working on? How do you actually draw that line? Because I find it difficult with people that are continuously, and you watch them around and around. I had a massive spiritual awakening in something called a therapeutic community.
Oh yeah.
I healed without medication, and I used to, some people, people would say to them, if you gave up that trap of going round and round and round in circles, how would you feel? And do you see what I mean? That you can't understand self-sabotage until someone actually explains it to you. And I find a lot of people go through that. So coming back to the question I'm asking you here is, how did you stop that from being self-sabotage? Because you, some level of awareness, you knew that this was moving you forward. So can you explain the difference maybe?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm getting at?
Well, even though it definitely had aspects of self-sabotage in it, what I was doing was, it definitely had self-sabotage in it, but really it was more about learning from life. Now, I wouldn't recommend it for everyone, and it's not a thing that you should feel like you should have to do. In fact, at all, because it's definitely a life path for someone that's here to learn hard and fast, and that means that you fall on your ass a lot. But for me, as I started trying to actually have goals that I really cared about, that's where the self-sabotage came in, because I had such low self-worth. I had so much fear that my sabotage was actually trying to protect me from all the worst things happening, which is what, how I work with sabotage. I actually find the reason that I'm sabotaging now, and I reason with it. Like, sabotage doesn't mean that we're broken. In fact, it's from a very intelligent part of us that made a decision, usually when we were kids, of how life is, and so how we're going to protect ourselves. And so it's about finding what that reason is and then changing your mind about it. Now, that might take energy work and definitely some reasoning, but yeah, it's really about looking at what you want and what is so scary about what could go wrong, what could mess up, and then you pause and then you can change your mind about it.
Okay, that's a really good explanation, because the big question that I ask myself is why people keep putting all this stuff out on social media that is hurting them. Continually, they're putting out stuff, fear-based stuff that I know it's not true, and it doesn't do anything to me whatsoever. I know I'm watching a movie, and
yeah, exactly.
Lots of movies, one after the other, one ends and another begins. But these are people that are very awake and very wise in so many ways. And if for some reason this is some kind of pattern you're saying that's coming from their childhood, can you explain a little bit?
Are we talking about social justice warriors who get really upset at people and then try to tell them how to live their lives? Is that?
No, I'm talking about people that are just putting out whatever they see on. Some people are watching the media And as I say, even enlightened beings that I know they're enlightened, because from some angles, they're so enlightened, but they're putting out, like, for example, someone put on yesterday, and it was like, what the hell are you talking about? Apparently, COVID has a whole year of incubation. And I thought, a child knows that that's impossible. Why are you putting it out there? And then they say to you, well, why won't you face this? And I said, well, why are you putting it out there? What is in this for you? It's like you're sabotaging your happiness all the time.
Well, it's because they've entered into an agreement with occult forces, basically. The whole media is built upon, and now this might sound crazy to new people, but believe me, I've been studying this for decades, it's true. It's built upon occult forces because the people who own it are into dark magic, let's just say what it is, and they are controlling the masses by hypnotizing them through the media. Now, what also happens is they give these little crumbs of truth in Hollywood movies, so that you say, oh no, that's in a movie, you're crazy for saying that. Okay, so they give all these little truths, they'll even tell you to your face out of their mouth sometimes, but people are so glazed over, like when Dr. Birx told everyone that they're putting down people dying from COVID, even if they just have it in their system and they didn't die from it. But she says it right to people's faces, but because they're so indoctrinated into the lie, because it's harder to convince someone that they've been fooled, then it's easier to fool someone than it is to convince them that they've been fooled. Yeah. So this whole media machine is a really intelligent, multi-century operation from very organized people who want to control the masses, and people enter into these, I'm hearing like dark agreements with them, all these like things that they put out, things that like people just believe in so much. They believe in the media. They believe that they're a savior. They believe they're just reporting the facts. They don't understand that they actually make up the news to go along with a manipulative agenda to control opinion so that people give their freedoms away willingly. For anyone that wants to know, it's called the Hegelian dialectic. It's a 3-step process that they use to incite fear and then sell you the solution that will actually enslave you. And this is happening every day.
I've never heard of that. The Hegel, say that again?
Hegelian, Hegelian.
What does Hegelian mean?
It's actually a name. Hegel, Hegel, is the person who invented it. And it's called the Hegelian dialectic. And it's actually hard to find out what it is when you do a first search on it because a lot of it's hidden. But if you look deeper and you look outside the mainstream media, there's a lot of information upon what the Hegelian dialectic really is. And it's everything from how 9/11 was perpetrated so that they could bring in the Patriot Act and therefore start dismantling the Constitution so that they could have more government and give more power to the state. And then they convinced people that it's all there, that they're doing good for the people, and then the people become their own private army, rejecting people and hating people and canceling people when they try to speak the truth because they think that they're on the right side. But because they're believing such intense lies, they're feeling all this feedback in their system telling that they're lying, and then they're projecting that pain that they're feeling on other people trying to tell the truth.
Mm-hmm. It's like they're being hypnotized. But coming back to self-sabotage, because again, I find it a very interesting subject.
Yeah.
Because to me, I believe that you can't stop it until you're aware that you're doing it.
Exactly, 100%.
What are the steps that people need to take? I mean, I was in this community for nearly 2 years, so it took me about a year to understand. It wasn't on a conscious level. A huge awakening, realizing that my childhood wasn't my fault. And it was massive, and it happened overnight after a huge amount of work. It suddenly, a light bulb went off. But that is unusual. That's unusual. It doesn't always happen. So what are the steps that people can use? Because as I say, to me, it amazes me when a friend contacts me and this friend has been enlightened, and suddenly they're like going through this pattern again. And I try to say something to them like, I can help you, you know, set your goals or do this, because, you know, I do a lot of this stuff. And they put, and then the phone goes and they say, I'll go now.
Yeah.
Go now, because, and I said, you do that every single time. They won't face it. So can you explain how you work with people? What are the steps? And how did you get to it? How did you form whatever it is you use, the program? How did you get to it, to understanding how to get people out of self-sabotage?
Well, a lot of life experience, a lot of self-sabotage from me. I used to have PTSD. I would get very reactive and angry. I had social anxiety, and I would like take things so personally, and I'd cry if someone said they were going to call me and they didn't, and I'd go into like fits, and I was like really had mental health issues because I'm such a sensitive system and a strong empath, and I was also had a victim mindset. So the first thing is to realize that everything that happens in this reality is to realize that you are the master of your own reality, and that nobody can actually be blamed for what's happening to you. Okay, so that's a really bitter pill for some people to swallow. It doesn't mean that you were aware of it. In fact, a lot of the time it's not. You're not aware of it. But you always have the power to be able to see it and see how, oh, if I hadn't have even turned up that day, then that fight wouldn't have happened. Okay, we'll see how even though you weren't able to control it then, you can look at your past mistakes and say, oh, well, even though that clearly wasn't my fault, oh, but then again, if I hadn't have snapped, then maybe the person wouldn't have punched me in the face, you know? So it's not about, it's the opposite to victim blaming. You're literally just taking responsibility for how your energy really can incite other people, and how it controls everything. You can always change your energy and shift your energy. But when it comes to finding self-sabotage, you can go into a few ways, but the main way I like to do it is by looking at a person's desires, because your desires actually light the way. I always say your desires light the way to your bigger desires. So the way to know what to do is by following your actual desires. But then we have all this self-sabotage, all the fear and the cravings and the neediness and the need to prove ourselves, and that will all get in the way. So our true desires can be buried underneath the fear. So one of the simplest things that any viewer can do right now is to get really honest with yourself about your desire, and then let yourself do a negative visualization. See, one thing that some spiritual people, there's a real big reason. See, one thing that spiritual people do I'm just going to say it wrong, is that they spiritual bypass and they're scared of their negative emotions. So you do a negative visualization where you see your desires, and then you imagine, okay, well, let's say that happens. Okay, I've got the keys to the house now. I'm living there. It's really amazing, but something goes wrong. What is it? And then you imagine the negative thing, and you go, oh, I'm secretly scared that I won't be able to keep up with the payments, and I'll lose the house, and I'll be on the street, and my husband will divorce me, and I'll be all alone, and I'll be a How often things like that come out? It's almost every time. And so
I recognize it.
yeah, right? So you don't want to be scared of the negative. You want to bring it up because it's happening anyway, right? It's hanging around in there, creating in the background. Every time you think of, let's say in this example, getting the house, you think consciously you're working towards it, but then all of a sudden you have an energy dropping, like, I just don't feel like it for some reason. Well, go in and investigate that feeling. Like, what is this feeling really thinking? The feeling has an opinion. If you take one thing away from this, it's really to understand that every single feeling you have, every sickness in your belly, every illness and issue has an emotional, a logical opinion behind it. And if you can find its opinion and give it love and help it reason with it, you can change its mind, and you'll be able to let go of any issue.
Okay. So you're talking about acceptance here, aren't you? You're talking about accepting the different identities and the different parts of us. Wow. Yeah, and that was always me. That was always, because I don't have kids and it's just me and my husband, two cats. As you get older, we don't have our own home. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to end up in the streets. I'm going to end up, thrown away, yada, yada. But that actually motivates me.
Yeah, that's good.
Motivates me. I've used that to motivate me to change my life, to get out there. But also it's interesting because we want everything very quickly. People don't understand that they have to graft, they have to put energy and focus every single day, even if it's a tiny little action.
Yep.
Again, I was having this conversation with someone. She said, oh, I don't get any likes and I'm really fed up. And then I said, well, I've been doing this now for 40 days. I've been focusing every single day for 40 days. 40 days, that's it. And I'm not getting enough likes and enough subscriptions. But this time, I'm not paying any attention to it. This is how different it is. Because in the past, that would have been it for me. It would have been, oh, I'm not getting there. What's the point? I didn't feel like it today. I do an awakening every single day. I do from dark to light every single day now for nearly 40 days. And I thought, I can't be bothered. I don't want to do it today. And then I thought, I got up and I saw people are going through so much. And I thought, maybe one person will watch this and it will change their day or something. I'm doing it. And I just got out there and I did it.
I love that.
I tried to explain to people and they say to me, why didn't you get upset, Lauren, when they cut you off Facebook? Because they cut me off doing posts because I said something I shouldn't have said, and I wasn't allowed to do live.
I'm banned from live at this present moment.
Pardon?
I'm banned from doing live stream at this present moment for 3 months.
Yeah, we're waiting for
real.
Trump to take over to get social media back. And they said, how come you're not upset? You didn't get upset at all. And I thought, well, I did get a bit upset because I have 4,000 friends on there, sort of. I don't know anymore, but, sort of. And it put me back onto moving on TV. I took back my passion. I took back this because I did it. And that was the silver lining for me. And I thought, well, that's why I'm loving every minute of it. I'm developing it. And as I say, I have time, there's lots of time to go. You can't expect everything to happen overnight. So what you're saying here is fascinating because we all have these identities, or we have family. I'm lucky I have no one in my ear saying, you've only got,
Oh yeah, you need to never listen to those people.
Oh my God, but it is difficult. And so that's my next question. People do have that. And they are very connected sometimes to their family. They're people pleasers. I'm not saying that in a bad way, but that's one of the personalities. And a lot of the time it will be like, oh, you're not getting anywhere. And they'll drop it and they'll go back to doing what that person, that other person, that voice in the head, it could be anyone, it could be from the past, is telling them all the fear of the future. So again, you're saying the passion and the desire, Tony Robbins always said that, has got to be so big. What else? Could you give us an example of your own life, of how you use this to overcome?
With the people in my ear type thing.
Pardon?
Of an example of what specifically?
Yeah, something in your own life where you have people in your ear. That's an interesting.
Okay, well, I'm really good at this, so I'm the right person to ask. First of all, for our lovely people pleaser viewers, I just would like to give you a real heartfelt message that ultimately you're not helping anyone by people pleasing. I know that it feels so strong, but at the same time, we constantly give in to others that can lead to resentment, and you're actually training them how to treat you. And then you have to, no judgment here, but you have to suck energy from other people to make up from the energy that you allow your loved ones to essentially steal and take from you when you don't actually desire to give it. So when you reinforce yourself.
Can you, when you say suck energy, Can you explain that? Because that sounds like you know, a bit people wouldn't like that. They'd feel like you're needy, wouldn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. People
To
please
suck energy from someone.
Yeah, well, we're constantly always swapping energy. That's what people do. We're electromagnetic beings. We're actually a soul and an aura.
Sorry, did you say swap energy?
Yeah, we're constantly swapping energy back and forward.
Sorry, swap. Sorry, I thought I heard
suck. I did say suck earlier.
Right, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So
when you say that, it gives people would think more, I don't want that person around me. They're like a vampire of some kind.
Well, yeah, it's very easy to turn into a vampire when you're not looking after your own needs and you're constantly looking to other people to fulfill your needs. It doesn't make you a bad person. It's just something that humans do, but most people sort of do that. You know, it's very easy to do, to take energy from others. And it's even like things like demanding their attention when they don't want to give it, and so you get upset. Like, that's a definition of a codependent relationship.
Yeah, and that could be some kind of self-sabotage when you know that person can only take so much.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're talking more about swapping energy in order to develop your skills. Is that what you're saying?
No, I just mean like how people naturally interact. Like, we naturally, literally, even us talking here, we're swapping energy through our electromagnetic fields. Yeah. But anyway, okay, so an example from my life is, and this is really going to help and really let you know you have permission to do this, is when somebody's talking to you that you love to bits, but they drain your energy, I hereby give you permission, and everyone watching, to nudge your head politely and go to a different place. Okay, it is actually better for everyone involved if you're not going into this power dynamic where you're secretly thinking, ugh, inside, and they're talking at you, because that's when they're also getting energy from you, and you're giving them their energy by going, ugh, like this, and you're wilting. Whereas if you, one way not to be drained by other people as empaths, because I don't get drained by people anymore, is you watch your posture. Watch your posture. Are you going, oh, like this as you're feeling them? Are you judging what they're saying? Or are you sympathizing too much with what they're saying? And so if you really keep your posture straight, like comfortably straight, and you maintain your energy field, it's like a feeling. You just feeling. It's a feeling. And you like have this straight feeling. And while you're listening to them, you're nodding politely and you're listening somewhere else. You're thinking about something that's actually good for you. That's going to benefit everyone in the future. I also like to shut conversations down. I'm a very big fan of being like, I'm not available to talk about this. Like, no, I'm shutting this conversation down. Like, I say it to my husband all the time. I said it to him yesterday, and he walked in the room to talk to me about this same thing I was not interested in. I'm like, and I said it in a very joking tone. And I'm like, sorry, I've already shut this conversation down. You can come back later when you have something that I'm interested in hearing about. And he just laughed and walked out the room, because that's our relationship. I've trained him like you train people how to treat you. So I've trained him essentially just from him when he first met me, that he knew that I'm the type of person who doesn't talk about things that I don't want to talk about. And I don't give energy to people who I don't want to. So, and you can always redefine relationships too with people. You may have to sit down and use nonviolent communication. There's 4 steps you can use for nonviolent communication to change the dynamics of a relationship. So they're my little tips for that.
Wow. Okay. So again, going back a bit further, how did you happen to bring this all together? How did you learn it? Where did this all come from? You didn't just wake up one day and think, I figured it all out.
No, I mean, I've always been quite claircognizant, so I do sort of just know some things. But just experience, just learning through life. Every time I'd have one of those negative experiences I talked about at the start, I'd always look at what I could learn from it. Like, okay, well, when I did this, what was the reaction? And then I'd go and try again in another social situation, and I'd fail spectacularly. And I would be like, okay, so now let's alter it a little bit. And I just saw life as one big experiment. But where I really first started learning, I mean, it's all through my life. It's been gradual, real gradual, but then there's been big things along the way. Like when I had the nervous breakdown in San Francisco, and I got into energy healing, specifically this really spiritual type of EFT. And through my teacher, Sonia Sophia, I went to some of her retreats, which were like intense, like 5 to 7 hours of tapping a day for days in a row. Like just loads and loads and loads of energy. I mean, a lot. And it was just spiritual experiences one after the other. And I just kept going with it. And I had a knack for it. Like the first person I gave a session to outside, like during my first ever retreat with my EFT workshop, the first class swap I did, like on the second weekend, the person who I led it through, he just looked at me when I was finished and he's like, wow, that was absolutely life-changing. And that was before I even knew what I was doing, but I always had a knack for knowing how to heal people. And I think that's because I've had so much trauma, so much pain, such a victim mentality that I've overcome now, because I never blame others for what's happening to me, except my husband sometimes. Yeah, that's usually a joke and I stop myself. But yeah, just learning from life and then going into like doing thousands of hours of energy work.
Okay. So again, going backwards to the breakdown that you had, usually the minute you have any kind of breakdown, did you go and see any doctors?
No.
Any medication? What? How did you manage not to have to go through that route?
I've always had like as I said, I'm an extreme person. I've had extreme strong beliefs against allopathic medicine personally. I was always a very shaky belief, but it was probably about a decade before the nervous breakdown. Before that, I had chronic fatigue, and it was like a real problem. Even just sitting there and breathing took too much energy out of me. And I know why it happened. It was because a lot of the things that happened beforehand, it's a long story, too long for here. But so I know why it happened. But when I went to the doctors, they did all these tests, and yes, all my things were out of whack. But the thing is, doctors don't understand that they're just symptoms. Doctors think that symptoms have to be taken away, but symptoms are actually your body healing itself. So when they repress symptoms, they repress your body's ability to heal, and they send the sickness deeper into your body. So anyway, I went and had all these tests done. And when they finally realized they had no fucking idea what was wrong with me, they just handed me a prescription. And I swear, this is what happened. She was standing up, the doctor handed me the prescription, and I said to her so innocently, I said, so how long will I have to take these for? She looked me straight in the eye and she went, oh, you'll take these forever. You'll always be sick. And oh no, I think she said, you'll always have this, were her exact words. And I swear I heard a cracking sound, like thin glass or ice, and it went crack. And that was the last of my faith in the allopathic medicine system gone. So I threw that prescription in. And even though I didn't know anything about healing, I just knew that wasn't my life. And I went home and healed myself within 8 months.
Okay, wow. That's amazing. You know,
yeah.
And similar. Diagnosed, I was a student of A Course in Miracles already.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was very lucky. Again, everything happened perfectly. And the psychiatrist said to me, will you take medication? I said, no, I won't touch it. I don't want to get physically sick as well. Why would I?
Exactly.
But I didn't know what to do. I was in a really bad place. A lot of PTSD as well. And I believe in that. I don't believe in all the other conditions that are out there. It's just shock. We're all shocked.
Yeah, it's really just all forms of PTSD. And when we get that shock to our system, then it starts compounding into disease, especially when we don't change our life or look at it or forgive, all these sorts of things. But I heal sciatica in people. I've healed fibroids and swelling of the womb and chronic fatigue in my clients, all these sorts of things. And it's the exact same method that I use for healing anxiety. We just do a bit of an extra bit in it. And it's always got this logical component underneath. It's like, so for instance, my client who I healed from sciatica, she had 9 years of excruciating sciatica. The doctor said she would only be able to fix it by having an invasive operation, but they were wrong. She didn't do any of that. She came to work with me instead. And it turned out that her sciatica started because she was people pleasing her husband, who they're together now, and she's doing some sort of housework that she felt very underappreciated of and thought he should be there to help her. It was some heavy lifting. And so she hurt herself on that. And then from there, she didn't know any of this. We found this in the session. And then from there, her body, her spirit, her being made the decision that she couldn't be trusted to make her decisions because she stayed in that relationship for years longer than she knew she should have. And so the sciatica was developed to stop her from making decisions that would greatly affect her life. And as we started healing those aspects of her and helping her trust herself more and doing the energy work on the sciatica, it just healed.
Amazing. This is it. The body has such an incredible intelligence.
Yeah.
You know, my journey has been through homeopathy and the journey, we say, and all of that stuff. So what do you use? Have you created your own modality, your own type of energy healing, or is it a combination
I use a mix
of everything
plus,
you've learned?
Yeah, I use a mix plus I use my own. So I use a mix of what my teacher taught me, Sonia Sophia, and she uses a mix of EFT, and she does a lot of breathing and yelling and sighing and visualization. And so I do all of that. Plus I have, I'm a micromanager. So I love to micromanage my healing. So when you're in a healing with me, I will tell you exactly when to breathe, how to move your shoulders, how to relax your face, exactly how to do all these things, because I know how the mind-body connection, we hold on to stuff. So when you just relax and open the cells of your body, all the negativity can just pass right through. It's like that simple, but it takes a lot to be able to get you there. So I've also developed this technique that I call the emotional alchemy breath. And it's the number one thing that I use to dissolve physical disease. And it's too much to explain, but it's combined with a breath and a type of visualization. I can't really explain it. You have to experience it, but it dissolves trauma. It dissolves physical issues.
Fantastic. And I believe in it 100%. I believe exactly what you're saying. Everything's connected, not only the mind and the body, but the body itself is connected. If something goes out of alignment, it affects everything else. And I find it difficult to understand why people don't understand.
They feel very separate and alone. Sorry?
I find it difficult. It's common sense to me. When I first learned about chemotherapy, we had a big cancer strain.
Oh, wow.
Actually, when I watched my mother, I kept thinking, this is not right. There's something not right here. The immune system is beautiful. It heals everything. You cut yourself, it heals. What are they doing? And that's where my awakening started a lot around medicine. And I knew there was something wrong. And then I put everything together. I thought it's all the same.
Yeah, it is.
We are in World War III without even knowing it. You know, we're
yes. Yes, it's the people, it's the small group of people who literally own the world against everyone else, and all these people don't know they're in a war, and they're actually defending these tyrants that are trying. It's a mess. But people are waking up. The more we do our inner work, the more we speak the truth, the more awake we become, and the less we can be controlled.
Yes, and I think I found you. I think it was on Jack Edward Kidd. I think that's how we connected.
Okay.
He is an action-orientated person, because again, that's something I keep trying to get out to light workers. You can't just sit there and meditate all day, and you've got to go out there and you've got to do the work. You've got to sign the petitions. We change our consciousness, but you don't just lie there and expect something else to fix it. It's not.
And for some people, it'll look like going to town council meetings. And there was a town council meeting somewhere in the world in the last year that they were going to take away religious exemptions for vaccines, therefore making vaccines mandatory. And a small group of people got thousands of people together, and they all came down to the town hall during the meeting, and they had to throw it out.
Oh, wow. This is it. People power. I 100% in people power, and I believe that we're winning. And that's why, when you believe, you're winning, But we have to. It's like, what choice have we got?
Yeah.
And we want a much better world. We want to see a world. I believe that everyone deserves what you've got to offer, what I've got to offer. And I'm a great believer in bartering. I love bartering. I think if people woke up every day and thought, I don't have to worry about bills because everything is bartered, and you know, you can live in a beautiful house and do the garden and share, and that's very much my consciousness. And
Oh, that sounds lovely.
oh, wouldn't it be great if the world, I think it is going to go that way because so much is changing. So, okay, tell us a little bit about the healer of healers that you have on your Facebook page. Do you want to talk a little bit?
Yeah. Well, I find that I attract healers. Like I mostly, not primarily, but I mostly work with a lot of healers who are already very gifted. And I've noticed that pretty much exclusively all of my clients and my followers, they have this heartbeat of need to impact the world positively. We all have this vision that we can make the world a better place. And to me, a healer is just someone that has been through their own stuff, learned how to heal themselves, and then shared it with others. That's all I really believe a healer is. But yeah, for me, I'm here to be a big spiritual teacher. I'm here to actually help people understand not to be scared of the negative, to embrace the negative sides of themselves so they can bring it into the light, and just to put it more simply, change their mind about it so that they can find what feels safe. So yeah, I've worked with, I've helped to launch many businesses and helped coaches and healers and other types of entrepreneurs to release their blocks so that they can step into their passions and go to those next levels. And I find it's great working with healers because, you know, you already understand the type of methods, but then my stuff just takes it those next levels deeper, because I actually help you go into the actual cellular structure of your body. And it's like a car wash inside of your body. We literally wash out the trauma from your cells with the breath. So the fear is just like being sucked out with a spiritual vacuum cleaner. And then that gives you much more ability to take action.
Wow. So it sounds amazing. I mean, I did an interview with Brad Yates last week.
Oh, yeah.
Tapping. And this is another thing that I wanted to ask you is, why do spiritual people, not know how to earn enough money? And I'm not really talking about the feeling of we're not good enough or we're too spiritual. There seems to be something else that holds, I know it's held me back for years and years and years. For me, I love my work so much that if someone said to me, will you do it? I just do it, you know,
Yeah.
love it. And hopefully the money will follow at some point. But a lot of people like that, spiritual people are like that. They're not on that. They came to this planet with this huge passion, huge creativity, like indigos. I'm an indigo, you're probably an indigo. They knew that they're different. They have this huge creativity. I mean, I can write musicals standing on my head. I've always been able to sing everything, run theater. But when it comes to being that focused, marketing, doing the accounts, oh my God. You know, it's like, it's a different world. It's completely right-sided. So what would you suggest to the people that I know that are going to watch this? And Brad and I, we did do some tapping around it, but I'm interested in also your perception of how can you help those people?
It's very easy. Throw out every single thing.
Have more abundance.
Throw out every single thing that you've been taught about marketing. Forget about it. Let it go. Push it out the door. It's all just something that's worked for somebody else, which sounds good, but the only thing that will work for you is what you desire to do. Okay, so there's that aspect. We've got, really to answer your question about why, it's about people are trying to work off old beliefs of how you have to make money and how money works. Okay, money doesn't work the way that people have been taught it works. It just is. Money is a constant energy that is always available, and it responds to our thoughts. It comes from God, the universe, the divine source of love. Okay, so it literally comes to us through other people, but from God, which is the imagination within us. So I know that's a lot of words at once, but our imagination is what causes us to have money or not. It's what we expect. If we expect it's going to come, but genuinely and actually and really and truly expect. And that's why we can't pretend to be positive. It's killing people to pretend to be positive when secretly they've got this lump in their throat and this sinking feeling in their stomach, which has an opinion saying this isn't going to work. Money can't be easy. You might get hurt. They might reject you. So people have to get very honest with themselves about what that in their throat is actually thinking. And understand that money doesn't work how we were told. It doesn't have to. It can work in a whole new way, which is where you expect it, you align with it, which means that you think, if I already had the money, who would I be? What life would I be living? What action would I be taking? And then you take action not to get the money, but because that's who you are. And so as we start living in who we truly are, which yes, it will bring in the money, because likely we'll have to do is service or creating amazing products and things like that. But you have to learn how to compartmentalize. You do what you do because you can't not do it. And then you also expect money, and you also find the reasons that you don't expect it. You heal it through energy work and just talking to it, and you change your mind about it. And then when it comes to back to the start, you have to, I mean, I'm not even being glib. Throw everything you think you know away about marketing. You only want to think this one question: what feels right? Not what would sell, or not what will work, or not what will feel right for other people, but what would actually light you up to do. And so you have to give yourself permission to stop thinking that you have to know everything straight away, and start asking questions. Start imagining the end result of what you desire, and get really honest with yourself about what that is. And then from there, when you see your mind like the GPS, which is what it is, and you ask questions, then ideas can pop into your head, and then you just do the next thing now. It's like, what is the thing that you feel aligned to do now? You want to write? You know you're a writer? Then write every day. Okay, now being aligned, it doesn't mean that you do what you feel like doing. In fact, you often don't feel like doing what you're aligned to do, because alignment isn't what you feel like doing. Alignment is being a match to the image of the version of you who is already living the life that you want. So you have to match the version of you who's already living the life that you want. And that means that if you're already living the ideal life, would you be writing every day? Would you be filming frequently? Would you be exercising? Well, if they're all yeses, it won't be for everyone, but if it is for you, then you better make sure that you're matching that vision, and you're not going to feel like it because it's going to feel scary, but you just got to do it anyway.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting listening to you. I had about 8 months of life coaching with a really exciting program, and I really felt I was getting nowhere. It was on my beliefs and my values, and then the minute the lockdown happened, that was it. I knew exactly what I needed to do. I felt that's it. I fit exactly where I need to fit. I'm able to use all these things that I've learned, everything that I've learned in all these years, but also the last 8 months. Suddenly it all came together.
Love that.
So it's really interesting what you're saying. And yesterday I was talking to one of my friends, and he's become very focused as well. And he's on here, Messengers of Light. He did the first program. And I said, moving on TV is like my playground. People say to me, why don't you do just one program? Like, focus on this. No, it's a TV station. You're not getting it. It's like Sky, it's like ITV, it's like BBC, but it's for you.
Oh,
it's for everyone. It's taking you from the dark into the light. It's free speech for everyone, and there's everything. There's comedy, there's entertainment, there's everything that I am. Like, I wake up one day and I think, today I want to do a program about food, you know?
yeah, and so you do that.
And I do, and that's it. And now people say, oh, I get it. It's a TV station. Yeah. And so I focus on that. And I'm also writing a musical. So I've got two things that I'm focusing on at the moment that I put all my energy into, and I'm just doing it because, as you say, you love it. Get up, and because you know that you're putting your 1,000,000%, if every single person put 1,000,000% into building this new consciousness like we are, then you're going to get a beautiful new world. And so when I go to bed, or even I leave a program to export, to edit, when I go to bed, whatever time it is, 5 a.m. in the morning probably now, everything's upside down, I know I've done my work and I feel contented. I may not have earned anything, but it doesn't seem, at the moment I'm safe financially, because I did get a grant for the musical I'm writing, only because we're in lockdown. So again, I got some money. But it's like I go to bed and I know I've done it. And it doesn't matter who says to me, like when my father was alive, the first thing he would say is, "Are you earning anything?" And then I would drop.
Mm-hmm.
He went, since he moved on, that's gone completely. And the freedom of knowing that I can do exactly, my husband is amazing, he supports me completely with this, even though he's like, it sounds like your husband. Sometimes I go, bah, bah, and laugh. Yeah, because he's not completely, he's a Libran, and everything's got to be like that. And I'm a Leo.
Oh, yeah.
What sign are you?
My sun sign's Aquarius.
You're Aquarius, right?
Yeah.
But again, it's quite balanced, you know.
My Mars is in Libra, though.
Pardon?
My Mars is in Libra.
Right. Libra is beautiful. I think Libra are very good for Leos. I know that. Keeps me. But anyway, so how do people get in touch with you? And how long are your sessions? And where do you promote yourself?
The best place is either Facebook, on my Facebook profile, or you can come through my page. My name's Kai Ashley, K-A-I-A-S-H-L-E-Y. But what I'd really love to invite you to do is to join my email community, which at the moment my website is vibrantsuccess.club, like Vibrant Success Club. And if you join my email community, then you'll get a lot of my, my good transformational offerings, and you'll get insights and inspirations, really great things. So join my email list, and then you can email me through there, or you can find me on Instagram, or of course YouTube. So definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel and try my YouTube videos. As for my private sessions, they are epic journeys. They're so amazing. They're always, always, always incredible. And they take around 90 minutes, sometimes a little less, sometimes quite a bit more, because I don't charge by time. I always go to the deepest places to get you the biggest transformation. I do work with clients on a long-term basis. So I'm only working with people who've had their, as I call it, their fuck this moment, where they're so ready for change that they want to change their entire life. This is why I'm really good at working with people with illness and disease and stuff, or like real big anxiety, because these people have a big motivation to change things. But at the same time, the common thread is that I generally work with people that are either spiritual entrepreneurs or ambitious career women, people that really want to move forward and create big things, but they have things holding them back. And so I'm here to help you get your goals and create wonderful, heart-guided, soul-guided, God-guided, beautiful, universal guided things. And then we remove all the blocks in the way. So I do also have a discounted intro session at the time being of filming.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about people that have lost so much. How work?
That have lost?
People that have lost so much. So can you work with people that, in this lockdown and the way things are at the moment?
Well, I have tons of free content. I have so much free content that any person that is determined can go through hours of it and have a very good result, manifest money, maybe even like manifest relationships or opportunities. I also have some low-end digital programs which are really helpful, some that are like really quite inexpensive. But yeah, I also have a lot of free content, low-end content for people that just are willing to do the work and are ready. I've made it all available so that there's loads there so that people can do it. It's all on my YouTube channel and on my course platform, the Vibrant Success Club.
Great, I can't wait. And just one more question before I let you go. It is connected again to the way we're living at the moment, and which is total uncertainty. And I was just thinking about that we are meant to go through this. We are meant to feel uncertainty. One of the things we don't get to feel in life is helplessness and uncertainty. We go straight into fear and anger, I think. So this is giving people really an opportunity. But sure, are you getting people that can't actually make plans at the moment? I mean, how can you make plans at the moment, Kai?
Well, you just decide that the economy and the world doesn't affect you, and then you go ahead and you make the plans and you take action.
Right, okay.
It gets to be that simple, but then we complicate it with all these thoughts and all these doubts. But no, just disconnect from what's happening in the world and make your plans, and know that when you actually improve your own life, then you'll be able to improve other people's. So don't worry about what's happening in the world. Just go ahead and make your plans and do it. Go for it.
Just keep doing it, in spite of the fact that we could be having a complete overhaul of the financial system. It's still, you can still help people to understand how they can fit within that. Well,
I mean, I don't see any sign that the financial system is going to be torn down in the next few days or years. You know, I would say just continue what feels right for you. Look for your desires, go after them. Like, money isn't the problem. Like, it's not like we have to tear money down, because money is just a form of barter as well. It's just exchanging one form of value for another. But it really is about not worrying what everyone else is doing and just doing what you're doing, because you are your own personal economy. So you're the economy. Like everyone watching, you are the economy. Okay, I am the economy. The economy isn't this big bad thing that happens out there in the world, unless you buy into the beliefs. But if you actually stand strong in your desires and have blinkers on, you will attract people into your life that are of the same ilk, that are just the same.
And I also believe that those people that have lost their businesses, they will pick themselves up. Because
they can. They absolutely can. All you just have to do is...
They will be able to do it again.
Of course. I mean, people are, of course, like, it doesn't even make sense for them not to. The only reason they wouldn't is if they think that they can't. So, I mean, since the lockdown, I've actually increased my income, you know, so that's because of a pig-headed belief that I have that the economy does not affect my reality. So as soon as the lockdown came into place, I used that belief, which is just a statement I agree with and I say over and over again. I use that belief to say, no, the economy doesn't affect my reality. I'm showing up. I've been training for this my whole life. People need me now. So I showed up even more. Got banned from Facebook Live, but still that sent me over to YouTube more. And you just really, 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 truly have to disconnect from what's happening in the world and just live in your own reality. And then you'll attract people into your own reality and you will create a new world. You don't have to live in all the negative stuff that's going on. It doesn't mean that you're ignorant or disillusioned. It means that you are choosing the best life for you, which means you're choosing the best earth for you.
Right. Thank you, Kai. That's beautiful. And it's so wonderful to see how you've come through, you know, all of us that have been through so much, but we have to go through that, as you said. The sun is coming out now in the UK. It's been a crazy day. You know, at some point the sun always comes out. And those of us that have been through, we've been molded, you know, to face this time now. I'm so strong and I've been the happiest. I've been in so much power since this lockdown, when other people have been just running around like frightened little rabbits. And then I've been just, why are you scared of that? I'm sorry, I don't get it, because you have such a strong conviction, especially you know how to heal yourself, and you've been doing it for years and years and years. And so when that came out, it was, oh, it's another flu. Oh, I'll do what I do, or I'll ask somebody who knows.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we need to help as many people if they want to.
Only if they want it.
They want to. You can't, you know, you can only take them to the water. You can't force them to drink.
Yeah, I mean, people have every right to stay stuck if that's what they desire. It's that simple. Like, we have lifetimes. We're going around for lifetimes. So it's not anyone's responsibility to force other people to grow. That's just not fair. Why don't you find the people that actually want your help and then go help them?
Well, I'll definitely be looking at your YouTube videos, and we're looking forward to it. Thank you so much. Go and enjoy the sun. It's now 6:20 and the sun's come out, a bit like Spain, Mediterranean. We're in Buckinghamshire.
Oh, yeah.
I have a friend, Kimani. She's doing a lot of, she calls herself Revolution. She's really
I love that.
to connect to. She's amazing, absolutely amazing. She could do with you. I know at the moment we all. Thank you so much, Kai. It's been beautiful, and have a beautiful day, what's left of it. And welcome to Moving On TV. Thank you so much. To love. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye. There we go. Welcome to Moving On TV. Do you love animals as much as we do? I just showed you Peace and Ellie, my cats. But if you love animals, and you love humans, of course, you're the kind of sponsor that we would be proud to have on board Moving On TV. The only sponsors that we would even think about having on board Moving On TV are sponsors that are enhancing the environment, enhancing life, enhancing humanity. They never use chemicals in any way, shape, or form. Not in hair products, facial products, organic only. That's the only thing that touches this skin. No one guesses my age because I never, ever use anything but pure organic makeup and products on this beautiful shell. I'm healthy in mind, body, spirit, because I never eat anything if it's got any kind of chemical or if it's not pure. So come on board Moving On TV if you are one of us. If you're starting with a new product that you want to get out there to enhance society, to enhance humanity, to enhance animals. Maybe you're doing a new pet food for animals without chemicals. We will welcome you on here, whoever you are, as long as you love animals and people as much as we do. You can contact me movingontv1@gmail.com, 07437 532 798. Email, I just said it. We are Moving On TV, the new TV station that brings you the hope and the glory. And I am the proud CEO, Lauren Horry, moving on with all of you into a beautiful new world together. I love you. Namaste. Welcome to Moving On TV. Thank you. Bye.
Hi guys, welcome to BPD Survivor Kids, and today I'm going to talk about the moment. Now, the way to stay in the moment is very, very important. The past is history, the future is a mystery, the present is a gift. We unwrap it with glee. So staying in the moment, we're using all our senses. Okay, so how do we do this? So for example, I'm sitting and watching this beautiful green at the moment. So my visual modality is looking at that beautiful green color. And look at the trees, it's autumn. There's the most exquisite colors, you know. I mean, look at this lovely scarf. Look at the lovely colors. In the moment, I can look at these colors. I love colors. Colors keep me sane. and healthy and raise my vibration. Try it, it works. If you're feeling low, get out a colouring book, start colouring, but stay in the moment. Look at those colours, enjoy them. Then use your auditory. So let's use our auditory. I can hear the birds. I can hear the wind blowing. And peace and quiet where I am at the moment. Savor that beautiful peace and quiet, because when the noise starts, then I can call on this moment. I can close my eyes and I can listen to it again and again. Or you can watch this video. Just listening to the quiet. Like, say if you've got a little girl and you're brushing her hair, savor that moment of that connection between you and your daughter, because when she's older, she won't let you do that. So you can savor that moment, and then when you can hear the birds now, you can hear them. You know, that's what we do to stay in the moment. We use our senses, our modalities. And if you're in a space where you don't feel too good, we'll try and focus on, as I say, on something that does make you feel good in the moment. Believe me, it's not easy. I'm in a wheelchair at the moment. I've gone through toothache and God knows what and healed them all myself. But to be in the moment when you've got toothache, to be in the moment when you're in a wheelchair and you don't know, you feel like you're in limbo. When am I going to walk again? When am I going to dance again? When am I going to drive again? But I'm doing it. I'm savoring the moment. I'm savoring the beauty and the peace. Someone said to me, oh, you've got all the time in the world now to be in the moment, just to enjoy nature, just enjoy the peace, because you can't walk, you're just sitting. So there you go. So that's my little vid for today. Stay in the moment, enjoy it. Love you lots. Hope it helps. Bye. Bye.
Lifestyle. That's basically it. And yoga is the most, of all those things, yoga and for the yoga and this book are the two most important things, I would say. Power of now and yoga is what I'd say. and nature. It's all important. But,
Hey guys, welcome to Moving On TV. I hope you're enjoying Holistic Monday. Wow, the videos are going on. This is so cool. Today's, I don't know what happened, but the videos are going on. Everything's streaming. Let's not talk too soon. Today was an extraordinary day. I've spent the whole day protecting someone and doing investigative journalism in order to get an amazing result that none of us expected. But you see, if you're being bullied and the bullies don't like it when someone else protects the person who's being bullied, let me put it that way. And so Moving On TV stepped in and we did an amazing job, and I'm so proud. It was on BitChute, but I actually hid it now. It doesn't need to be on BitChute because we actually got such an incredible result. I'm really, really grateful, and some kind of divine intervention with all the work that I did today with the person that I was basically needed our support. And that's what Moving On TV is about. It's not just bringing you all these incredible programs, but the truth is on BitChute, all right? And if you have a case where you need some support and some real support where you're not getting anywhere, whether it's to do with hospitals or to do with your family or something to do with a bullying case, come to us because we solved one today. And I'm really, really excited about that. It was just pure intuition and working with spirit and working with all the guts and the courage of what I learned when I was a kid and how I grew up, and just using everything to get this family to back down. All being well, it worked. If not, then we'll go back. But it was exciting. It was very exciting. And now I want to introduce you to someone, David Elands, right? Guys, if you have got anyone in your family that has autism, this guy is incredible. He's going to tell us, this is the second part of the interview with David Elands, and I think he does some breathing and everything with abdominal breathing. But this guy was diagnosed with serious autism. They even took his daughter away from him because he was so high on the spectrum, and he refused to take medication. He refused to take medication. Instead, he uses yoga and the power of now. My kind of guy. Anyway, this is David Elands and his story. We bring you the most extraordinary people on Moving On TV. Enjoy his story. And as I say, if you need to contact him, contact us through Moving On TV1 at gmail.com. And hopefully he will be able to give you some advice about whatever you need to know, whether it's your child or sorry, yeah, let me just hide this. Moving On TV1 at gmail.com. I feel so good today. As I say, the whole day was spent changing a life with Moving On TV. I'm so excited. And she gave me a call and told me that they got a result. And oh my God, thank you, God. You know, I'm really grateful that I can do that. That we are the TV station that cares, that loves you. You can't go to the media anymore. Come to us. If you have a case that you can't sort out, come to us. And we will think laterally, the same way as I told you about life coaching. And we will go out there and we will find ways to help you because we love you. We love you, and we're your TV station. Anyway, back to the mind, body, spirit, because as I say, thank you, God. Now I've just had a beautiful dinner, gluten-free, sorry, not vegan, but gluten-free pie, because you can't find, why can't you ever find gluten-free and vegan? You know, my priority is gluten-free. I can't have wheat, but I wanted a veggie gluten-free pie and I couldn't find it anywhere in any of the supermarkets I went to. Because I walk in, this is me, you know, when you have to go all the way around and walk in and wear a mask. I walked in through the exit. Everybody looks at me. I go, yeah, and I walk straight in. No mask, no nothing. No one said anything. I was the only one at the supermarket. And then I go looking for a gluten-free vegetarian pie. Doesn't exist. So I chose to have chicken today, guys, but it happens. And in the winter, my body always has a bit of chicken, a bit of fish, and a bit of meat. And so I don't believe in pure veganism. It doesn't work for me. So I had this beautiful meal with jacket potatoes and a massive salad. It was amazing. Beautiful salad with everything you can imagine, like my salads are. And then I've had a couple of free chocolate pieces of chocolate cake. I'm not a food addict at all, not at all. But I do like food, and I'm really grateful. And then I had a brilliant day working for God, working for love, figuring stuff out for someone who is being bullied by her family. And I got a call at 8 o'clock from her to tell her that it solved, the situation has solved itself, all being well. I passed everything on to her local press, and that's it. It's out of my hands. And so whatever happens, happens. I've done my job. And as I say, I'm really grateful that I've been given a job here to run Moving On TV. And that is the truth that we put on BitChute. We can't put it on here because if I put it on here, I'll get wiped off. So you can't watch the videos now, not unless it escalates again. If it does, then I will give you the BitChute and you can watch it. Anyway, let's put on David now. And then at 11 o'clock, we've got another program coming on. I can't remember. Oh, the 13 steps to self-forgiveness. Absolutely incredible. The late Colin Tipping created 13 steps to self-forgiveness, because when you're angry with someone else, it's likely that you are not forgiving yourself. And it's beautiful. I never do the 13 steps. I always only do the last one because I've listened to it so many times. What you do is you think of what's upsetting you. You close your eyes and you connect to that part of the body where it could be stuck. And you accept that you are probably a healing angel for someone, or they are a healing angel for you. And that's what it usually is. And the minute you do that, you can feel the charge goes. And then there's the most incredible song called I Forgive You by, I can't remember the name of the lady that sings it, but I Forgive You Me. Oh, it's like I'm praying forgiveness, praying very hard, because it lightens up my spirit and my heart. There's still one soul that I beat up on and load the cruds on. What a difficult, what a sad journey this little soul has made. I can't remember the lyrics. I'll play it to you. It's a stunning song. It makes me cry every time I hear it. It's called I Forgive You Me. I Forgive You Me. And it's on the 13 steps to self-forgiveness, which is what we're going to listen to. And I have it on Audible. You can get it on Audible. But I put it on YouTube for you guys, so you can get it for free and you can use it if and when. It's absolutely brilliant. And if you don't burst out crying when you're listening to this song, I Forgive You Me, then you're not human. Because this is such a powerful, powerful song. It makes me cry every time. I'm going to put it on YouTube. As I say, I can't remember the name of the singer. I'll tell you in a minute. I Forgive You Me. Just close your eyes and meditate to it. It's beautiful. I don't have, I'm just going to put it straight on this because I don't have the Mars Boy. I Forgive You Me by Karen Taylor Good. Karen Taylor Good. Guys, you've got to listen to the lyrics. Please listen to the lyrics. It's we forget ourselves, the little soul that we never forgive. So do the 13 steps. If you can listen to the whole of it, just listen to the 2 last steps and listen to this. Meditate to it.
I'm working on forgiveness, working really hard, 'cause I've noticed how it lightens up my spirit and my heart. But there's still one soul who I beat up on, shame and blame and heap the crud on. What a painful price that little soul has paid.
Where's it gone? The Wi-Fi is gone. Oh,
So face to face and heart to heart, I think it's time to say, I forgive you. You've done the best you could. I forgive you. I release you from the source. I accept you as that perfect child of God you're meant to be. I forgive you. I wonder why it's easier forgiving someone else. Mothers, fathers, children, anybody but myself. Can I learn to love myself completely? The good, the bad, the cool, the geeky.
oh, why does it keep going off? Sorry about this, guys. The Wi-Fi keeps cutting out for some reason. That's all right. Sorry about this. I don't know what's going on with the Wi-Fi. That's fine. Yeah, Wi-Fi keeps cutting out. I'll tell you what, I'll put on mobile data because I really want you to hear this, guys. I want you to hear this song. I want you to feel this song, right? What does it do to you? Does it affect you the same way it affects me? Because it always makes me cry, this song, because we forget about ourselves. We don't forgive ourselves enough, right? We don't. Right. Well, it's not working on mobile data either. Is it YouTube? There's a lot of issues with YouTube lately. I don't know if you've noticed. It's nothing to do with the Wi-Fi. YouTube. If I can't find the song, I'll sing it to you myself. I'll just get the lyrics and I'll sing it a cappella. Right, I forgive you, me, Karen Taylor Good. Oh, no network connection. There's no internet, guys. Well, how am I on here then if there's no internet? That doesn't make sense. There's internet on the laptop. Yeah. It's just this phone. Maybe it's because I helped a certain person today. I've been got back at. You never know. Weird. You don't know what to expect these days, guys. Anything can happen. You just happen to help someone who happens to be on their list. Right, the Wi-Fi is working again. It's working again. Let's try again. Isn't this weird? This is really weird. Only on my phone. Right, there you go. Let's try it again. Try it again. Meditate with me, guys.
I'm working on forgiveness, working very hard, 'cause I've noticed how it lightens up my
spirits. It's gone again. This is crazy.
spirit and my heart. But there's
Still one soul that I beat up on.
shame and blame and keep the crutch. What a painful price that little soul
has paid.
So face to face and heart to heart, I think it's time
to say, I forgive you.
you've done the best you.
You've done the best. And off again. You could. I forgive you. I release you from the should. I respect you as the perfect child of God you're meant to be. I forgive you, me. Isn't that beautiful? I forgive you. You've done the best you could. I forgive you. I release you from the should. I respect you as the perfect child of God you're meant to be. I forgive you, me. I wonder why it's easier forgiving someone else. Mother, father, children, everybody but ourselves. Can I learn to love myself completely? The good, the bad, the old, the geeky. Place as I can look with love upon this face. I forgive you. You've done the best you could. I forgive you. I release you from the shoulds. I respect you as a perfect child of God you're meant to be. I forgive you, me, as I look down. I wonder why I love in that looking glass. I don't know what's going on with this. I forgive you. You've done the best you could. I forgive you. I release you from the shoulds. I respect you as that perfect child of God you're meant to be. I forgive you, me. I forgive you, me. See if I can download it off YouTube, just in case it's something to do with my phone. I forgive you, me. I'm going to try and download it for you guys.
The funeral industry has been ripping off the public for more than a decade.
Every single advert lately is about funerals. Have you noticed? Bastards. Right. Download. Two. I'm going to try and download it and see if we can play it on here instead of my phone is playing up. Not sure why. And I find something that I feel, when I find something I feel is going to touch a lot of hearts, I go for it. Right, so here we go. I've downloaded it. Right, let's see. Let's have a listen to it. And as I say, I suggest you meditate to it and connect inside to what it's doing to you to help you let go and forgive yourself for anything you may be holding against yourself. It's so beautiful. And then watch at 11 o'clock, watch the 13 steps to self-forgiveness.
I'm working on forgiveness, working really hard, 'cause I've noticed how it lightens up my spirit and my heart. But there's still one soul who I beat up on, shame and blame and heap the crud on. What a painful price that little soul has paid. So face to face and heart to heart, I think it's time to say, I forgive you. You've done the best you could. I forgive you. I release you from the shoulds. I accept you as that perfect child of God you're meant to be. I forgive you. I wonder why it's easier forgiving someone else. Mothers, fathers, children, anybody but myself. Can I learn to love myself completely? The good, the bad, the cool, the geeky. Well, the pieces won't be falling into place till I can look with love upon this face. I forgive you. You've done the best you could. I forgive you. I release you from the shoulds. I accept you as that perfect child of God you're meant to be. I forgive you. Unforgiving habits from the past, I promise that I'll see you clearly in this looking glass. I forgive you. You've done the best you could. I forgive you. I release you from the shoulds. I accept you as that perfect child of God you're meant to be. I forgive you, me. I forgive you,
that didn't make you guys shed a little tear, like just a little one maybe, like Who Am I, the song where it says a tear that your eye may discard, then I'd be very surprised. So let's move on now just to one more promo before we go on to David, and then 11 o'clock I think is the steps to self-forgiveness. Okay. These are the people that give their heart and soul to moving on TV. These are the promos.
My name is Martin Oswald. I'm a qualified hypnotherapist. I would like to talk to you just briefly about what hypnotherapy can do for you and why hypnosis is in fact an altered state of consciousness. I normally specialise in giving up smoking as well as weight loss. I've also practiced with hypnobirthing and other phobias, as well as phobias. And I want us to outline or emphasize how much hypnosis can help you access your inner you, or your inner healer, shall we say. It's not something that you need to feel scared of. It's something, hypnosis is something that we go into, a trance state, as you might call it. It's something we go into every day of our lives. It's natural. It is really a focused state of attention. And essentially, I would help you to do that and then guide you into what you would want to achieve, whether it's giving up smoking, whether it's weight loss, whether it's overcoming a fear, whether it's stress release, whether any number of phobias or ailments. So I've been practicing for years, and you will always feel very relaxed and in complete control. We will work together to achieve your goals, and hypnosis is as old as time itself. It's something that you achieve every day of your lives before you go to bed at night and before you're awake in the morning. You are in a state of hypnosis. Together we can achieve your goals. My testimonials complimented myself on my effectiveness on hypnobirthing. The lady concerned gave birth in a confidence, painless, and was amazed at how effective hypnosis was under such a severely stressful situation. Hypnosis is one of the most painless and stress-free ways to give up smoking. It will give you more confidence to give up tobacco. It will break the habit for good. It will make you feel better in no time and save you thousands of pounds in money, and even save your life. New for 2017, I'm introducing the gastric band surgery using hypnosis. This again is completely pain-free, safe and effective, and it is an amazing ally in helping you get rid of weight at achieving that body you've always wanted to achieve. For a free assessment, please contact me on 0770 960 2800.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I couldn't hear you before.
amazing. Amazing. How are you?
Got there in the end. Yeah, okay. A bit tired. I haven't slept much the last couple of days because of the new moon, and I think I said to you before, I'm very sensitive to energy. So, like normally, like full moon, I don't normally sleep, but now this year it's been all the time, basically.
Oh, I know.
Yoga meditation helps, but
Keeps telling me to log in all the time. I don't know what's going on
that doesn't
today.
work as well as it used to.
Okay, I'm just going to put a message here to say that you're on. So, yeah, I didn't sleep. I went to bed about 6 a.m. because I was so excited. The show yesterday was incredible. And it was so much fun and doing so much singing. And, it was great. I had someone on from Bath Radio. Yeah, it's not, for some reason, my messages are not showing up now. Hang on, moving on TV. And then I had to get up and do this, and I'm not used yet. My weak points are early afternoon. But afternoon, because if you don't sleep, you need time to wake up. So I'll wake up probably about 4 or 5 o'clock. I'll start to wake up maybe. And as you say, do you want to talk a little bit while I'm doing this about today? It's the new moon in Scorpio, isn't it?
Yeah. Yesterday it was, but it's like still in the same energy kind of thing. Yesterday I did like I'm not sure it's on my Facebook. Fuzi, one of my spiritual friends, she's done like a yoga course, like a 5-week yoga course leading up to solstice, and the first one was yesterday. It's like a 5-week course, and it's like 2.5 hours of yoga meditation, cacao ceremony, setting your intentions and things. So I set my intentions yesterday with cacao and meditation and then yoga, and then that inspired me to there's so many, as you know, I've been very busy. I've got so many projects, and like there was another one called Superman yoga, basically, and that's kind of like the part of the yoga for autism, and it's basically my like a video journal I started in and like a blog I started when I was in Bali last year. And then I didn't do any videos for like a year because I had a heartbreak from my ex. So I had my ex split up with a year and a half ago, which I thought was a twin flame, but she might have just been a soulmate now. I think she was like
don't get into that. Don't get into twin flame stuff. It does my head in. But anyway, to talk to us today about connection that you found between yoga and how it's really, really helped you in your recovery. Because we did the big interview. Sam, I don't know if you saw the interview that we did on Moving On TV, but we did a big interview where David came on, and you've got to watch it on Moving On TV, Messengers of Light. David talked about how you were able to let go of medication for autism by doing yoga and the power of now, remember? So, do you want to tell us a little bit about that, about your yoga practice, and how did all of that happen? Because we've got different people on today. I'm going to pin you at spot. There you go.
Thanks. I've been pinned. I just wondered, so this is live, and is it being like recorded as well, so people can watch it back after?
Yes. This is going on YouTube, and it goes on YouTube and it goes on Facebook. I'm just going to check now. Yes, we are live. If you just carry on, we're live now on YouTube and on Facebook.
All right, and then people can watch it back later on if they wanted to, because I was hoping to like better use this for.
Yeah, I was just checking it.
Yoga for autism. Cool.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm just trying to. So like I said, I'm a bit spaced out today because I did like a massive yoga ceremony thing yesterday, and then didn't get much
Okay.
sleep. It's weird. I'm watching it on my computer on YouTube on
You
a
can
live
see
stream,
yourself.
and it's a lag. It's a lag 'cause it's not real time. It's like I don't know, 5 seconds behind or something.
It
So
does,
it's
yeah, it
weird.
has a bit of a lag, yeah.
So it's like not in sync with me. It's really off-putting. So I'm gonna stop looking at the YouTube now because it's not me in real time. Yeah. So can you repeat the question? Sorry, I just trying to ground.
Yeah, just want you to talk about the yoga. I mean, today, for example, I don't know about you, but I'm having problems breathing. I'm having a lot of issues with the heart and the throat chakra. And I say it's new moon. Scorpio is all about endings and transformations and starting again. So we've got like this new, all this new stuff coming in because all the old is going. So how would you do your yoga? What's your practice? Do you get up? Do you do yoga? Do you do meditation in order to help you negotiate all of this, to help other people?
Yeah, like yeah, that's like I do my daily yoga practice every day. And I think I actually, like I said, because I did this yoga course yesterday. It was nice to do it in a group setting again, because I've been doing my own yoga practice on my own for like years and years, and I rarely go to like group sessions anymore. Like it's just really don't really get the time, and also because of the lockdown stuff as well makes it difficult. And also that part of why I created yoga for autism is because like I said, the last interview about how it helped me get off the medication and drink and antidepressants and everything else. But like also like the yoga really helped me, but I found that normal yoga classes were too big kind of thing. So like there's too many. The yoga teacher couldn't really give attention to each person, especially someone on the spectrum like myself who needed a bit more time, and also that they go a bit too fast. So I needed more time to try to copy the postures, because sometimes it's hard to try to mirror people, and that's why I feel like when you got a static dance and you got to just dance naturally to your own beat and let your soul express itself, I find that's much better than trying to copy people. Like I'm not good at like trying to coordinate my body because of the autism dyspraxia. I find it very hard to try to copy people, but when I let my body move how it wants to move, then it's much easier. So I much prefer just free flow dancing, and that's why I prefer doing yoga like on my own. But that's why I created yoga for autism, because the whole vision of that was to have smaller classes of like 5 to 7 people in the class, and then like one or two yoga practitioners, Wi-Fi practitioners who we train, who are like specialists. So that was the dream kind of thing, and also it was also to come like a bit like a franchise. So people come to do the training, and then they go back to live, go back to where they live, and they open their own Wi-Fi like branch in their local area, and then they can like put on classes, either one-on-one classes for more specific like help in people's homes, or like small group classes. Like I said, about 7 people in a class. So that was the vision, and but it proved a lot more difficult than I thought, because I'm good at computers and technology. Like I said, I'm building part of the new internet, like I said before, and I can go into more detail as well later on.
Okay.
Not to cover, but I just kind of like I found computers and setting up the website and the processes and doing all that part of Wi-Fi was the easy part, but people was the hard part. People were so unreliable, and especially like special needs, it's even more difficult trying to get a yoga teacher and the parents and the carers all to coordinate at the same time to turn up in a class at this time, and it's always, and they don't communicate, they don't respond in time, and it's very difficult to try to manage and organize them all. So like the processes and the vision and the public talking I used to do at shows and the marketing, all that was the easy part, and the technology side, but the people management part was just a nightmare. So that was it's a lot more difficult. But,
so can I
learned a lot from that.
Back again, David? You're on Instagram as well, by the way.
Have you got everywhere?
Have you got an Instagram account?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I don't really use it that much. I heard it's quite popular, but I just find it so many social networks. It's so hard to keep up to date with it all. It's a lot. I've got quite a lot on my plate. So But
Okay.
I think on Instagram, it's just my name, David Ellims, I think it's called. I think it's just my name on Instagram. Haven't logged on for a while though.
Okay, so can I just take you back again to the question of today? Like, there's a lot going on. People are fractious. I know this may be a bit nerve-wracking for you because you're live. Okay, so what exercises would you do? Can you show us something maybe? Like you, I'm drinking 3 bottles of water a day and it's still not enough. But do you do breathing? Can you show us maybe an exercise, a breathing or yoga or something that will help people to calm down and to relax and to negotiate all of what's going on?
Yeah, like
what would you do? I can
do
do
like
it with,
yeah, every day I do my little 20-minute, half hour, yoga routine, and it used to be with qigong as well, but I stopped doing that because I didn't have time to fit the qigong, yoga, and meditation in. And that's the thing. Before I was doing all 3, but because I was working flat out on my projects, like trying to get them going, like especially our world, it took up so much of my time. I started just doing the yoga, but now I set a new commitment to myself of self-love, of like making time for myself, because I was getting out of balance. And now I'm gonna start doing my meditation and qigong every day as well. And that, because it's basically it's like, I watched a video on it's funny you mentioned, but what do I do? I've actually filmed loads of videos of myself in Bali showing what I do.
You're frozen. Sorry,
oh,
David, frozen.
Right.
Someone was saying, do you do online classes? My 15-year-old nephew is autistic. He does a bit of meditation. Would it be great if you could do online classes? Somebody is actually asking if you do online classes. There's a question here. That's interesting. Do you, David?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like when I was in Bali, I did a lot of videos of sharing what my yoga and meditation techniques are, and I was planning for about the last 2 years to start the online classes, and that's part of it's going to be part of the Wi-Fi Reborn, the boot, and the Justice League Academy, which that training course I said about, when I teach them how to make apps and games, and but it's combined with yoga and meditation and mindfulness, and it's all online training course. So it's going to be kind of like launched at the same time as that, especially now with the lockdown and homeschooling and everything. So it's not just for like people on the spectrum. Obviously, it's specifically there's modules tailored to autism, which I'm a guinea pig for, but it's also ones for everyone. So it's for the homeless, unemployed, kids on the streets, all disadvantaged people basically. So like I can, and it's funny you should mention that as well. Like yesterday was like the Wi-Fi reboot because I did the 3-hour yoga course, and then after that I did a 15-minute record video. So if you go on my Facebook page, it's a video I did, and I'm going to put it on the Wi-Fi channel as well.
Okay, but yeah. Okay, so what's the page? Yeah, Sam, are you getting this, Sam? David does do online classes. You can go onto his page. Is that right? On Facebook or YouTube? What's the Facebook page, David?
Yeah. So I think it's Facebook.com and then / yoga for autism.
Yoga for autism.
Yeah, so it's just search for yoga for autism on Facebook. You should find the page. And it's got a website as well. If you go on yogaforautism.org or yogaforautism.com. Okay. And I'm about to do some big updates for it because I've been mostly focused on our world the last year or two. But now I'm about to start pushing yoga for autism again as well. So it's got.
And she contact you on Facebook, David.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go, Sam. You can contact him. I can't pin the chat, so I'm trying to get some help from. There's some issues today with Restream. What's new? Because I should chat him, but it's not letting me. I can hear you talking. Maybe you do them.
I'll post it on there. Yeah, so I'll post it on the chat as well.
Thank you very much. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Okay, David. For the good of everyone who's on here, including myself, we've got at least 5 people on here at the moment. And it's going on Facebook and it's going on YouTube. so it will be repeated over and over.
That's what I do.
What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to go out and in after you finish, because I think I need to log in again, but I don't want to bring you on again because it's a nightmare. Can you do something with us now, maybe? One of your it's pouring rain out there.
Yeah, it was raining earlier here. It stopped raining now. It's really pouring down. I mean, oh, did you want to do some yoga now? You mean? Do you say? Yeah, could do.
Or something.
Yeah. Sorry. So again, it cut out.
Some kind of breathing exercise, you know, because people. I know about you, but my breathing is not very good at the moment. I've got a lot. My core. It feels like the core from here down to here. If you can you see me?
It was just
from my throat down to my stomach. It's all there's blockages everywhere at the moment. And can we do some breathing? That would be cool.
Yeah, sure.
Here.
Yeah, just like have you heard of like Eckhart Tolle like talks about conscious breathing, and I do that every day as well. That's like,
do that. Okay, conscious breathing.
Especially if you put like your on your hands on your stomach and you just focus on your breath. Just focus on your breath going in and out of your body.
Okay.
And just feel and then and then just notice your hand on your stomach moving up and down, and then just focus on the first of all, don't try to control your breath. Just let your breath be naturally go in and out, and then you can make sure then you start breathing into your stomach and making sure you do a full breath. Because most people breathe into the chest, and that's why you get anxiety, and especially with autism, like very short of breath. But if you breathe deeply into your stomach, then that tells your brain and your body to relax, because that tells that's your natural breathing cycle. And same, especially most people in modern society, that no one actually breathes properly anymore. They're all like shallow breathing in the chest, and that's why people are so stressed. And because when you're doing that triggers the stress, like anxiety, like the fear and flight response. But if you breathe deeply into your stomach, then that triggers the relaxation and releases endorphins and tells your body to relax and chill out, basically.
Okay,
that's
so
what
do you want to do that? Do you want to do a bit of stomach abdominal breathing with people?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so if you just like
okay, guys, we're going to do some abdominal breathing. So at the moment I'm chatting here to Restream because I cannot seem to pin the comments. There's always something, isn't there? Always something. Okay, but it's amazing to have you here. Okay, let's do some abdominal breathing. The thing is, hang on, I just need to minimize them so I can bring myself on as well. Me, now let's bring us on together. That's me there, I'm the little one. Can you see me?
Yeah, on my phone.
No, that's me now. Maximize. There you go. Okay, now we're hang on. Where am I? Oh, that's me again. There we go. That's both of us. Woo! Okay, let's do it then. As I say, I've got the chat on at the moment. Please wait while we are transferring you. I've tested the chat and it's working. I would need more information. Okay, the chat is working. Just can't pin. I need someone to do the technical while I'm. It doesn't matter. We'll carry on, and then I'll go back. I need to do this. Okay, so abdominal breathing, guys. Let's do it. Because 8 people joined now. This is amazing, David. We got people joining. Did you send the link to people so they could join?
Yeah. I sent it around quite a lot of people, because basically I published the last interview last night that we did, and on our blog and on Yoga for Autism, and now today and then basically I said like, if you want to see part 2, then join today on the live stream at 2 p.m.
Fabulous.
It's all quite last minute, so like I just kind of just put it out there and to see who joins. And I just trust the universe kind of thing, and it's all recorded as well. But I think we should do another one, part 3, but like do it like in, I don't know, a week or 2 weeks time, just to give time to like
again.
to circulate.
Can I just say that anybody who's on here, please can you subscribe to Moving On TV? Just click the subscription and the notification bell, and so you will know when David's coming on again, or when our programs, whatever programs are coming on, because we do a huge amount, and it's all about ascension now. It's all about ascending the best way we can. Okay, let's do some abdominal breathing. Okay, everyone. So tell us what to do, David.
Yeah, so basically, if you just, like I said, have your hand on your stomach, one of your hands on your stomach, and then just breathe slowly through your nose, and then breathe directly into your stomach. So it's called a full breath. So all the way in, and then hold for about 2-3 seconds, and then release out through your mouth. Your nose.
That's Facebook Live, okay?
Yeah, so then you just like just and you just repeat that. So basically breathing through your nose, right into your stomach, and then feel your hand rising on your stomach, and then hold it for 2 to 3 seconds, whatever feels comfortable, and then slowly release it through your mouth, and then repeat, and just do, and you do that for like 10-15 seconds, and you'll automatically relax and ground and come back into your body. And that's quite important with autism. Well, important for everyone, but with autism it's really important because it gets quite busy in our heads, because all the energy is up in here, because our third eye and crown chakras are open. We're opposite of most people. We need to ground a lot, because we've already, all our higher chakras are lit up, we're connected cosmically, but we're not in our bodies. We have problems grounding. Whereas other people are like in the bodies and they're working on the Kundalini yoga. They're trying to raise the energy up. But autism is opposite journey. We're trying to bring our energy down, because our energy is already up here.
That is amazing. Okay, so with autism, you have to bring your energy down rather than bring it up. You have to bring. You see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out after the interview with you, so you can, this will be shorter, and then I'll come back with another interview, so you'll be able to send this particular one to people that are interested, because it's such a long day. I'm going to be here till 7:30. Do you see what I mean?
Long day.
Okay, so they're going to be here with the chat. Okay, thank you. So they're going to be here to help me when I come off here. Okay, so let's get rid of it. Okay, great. So this is very important, guys. If you I have autism. Everyone has it. You know, we all have a bit of everything, as you know. That I believe we're all creative, we're all sensitive, we're all starseed light workers, and children. We did talk about this, sensitive children that were sensitive to what we can't say it on YouTube, but you know what I mean, because there's no editing. To what happened to them when they got the needle. But what you're saying is a really important thing to do, is to stay grounded this planet, because we have a tendency to float off up there, don't we?
Yeah, it's so important for everyone, but especially for autism, because that's the mission, is to bring the higher energy, because people don't probably understand, but people with autism are just old souls, or you could say incarnated angels, because they're not used to being in the body, and that's why we have trouble speaking, communicating, struggle with social communication, and because we're used to being telepathic and not having, and that's why we have no boundaries and borders, because we're so open and trusting, because from the higher dimensions we come from, it's like that's where that's how it was all the time. So there was no like separation. We can completely embody oneness and unity consciousness. That's what we're here to teach: unconditional love and unity. That's what all the things that are people working really hard on, spiritual people to work on. Autism, they really come incarnated like that. And the reason when you get the symptoms, like I said, isn't because of vaccines and stuff. It's because we're so super sensitive. We struggle to be on such a dense planet, like, and in this dense dimension, where it's so like ruthless. It's really difficult being there. But now the energies are rising up, and now humanity is basically raising their energy up as well to meet us halfway. So like also sort of bringing the energy down, anchor it into the planet, into Gaia, and as humanity reaches up and we meet in the middle. So we meet in the middle, it's beautiful, and then we all ascend together and then create a better world. I'm not sure who your target audience is, how much they understand this stuff, but the thing is, I started being more open now. And I know you should talk about this when I first started Yoga Fordism 2013, but now it's like the awakening, the grand awakening, and humanity are going to have to start learning these lessons, and it's the truth. So I only speak the truth. I used to have to hold back a lot, but now I'm not holding back anymore. So I'm just saying it how it is.
Okay, we've got someone on here, David, called Tracy, and she's saying, I've been suffering with a lot of anxiety lately. Good reminder about proper breathing. Thank you. This is amazing. The live stream is amazing because you're making contact directly to people. This is the biggest gift that's been given to Moving On TV the last couple of months, to be able to stream live. Okay, so Tracy, for you as well, we have got some more people that have joined us on Facebook because we're growing, and we've got Stacey Nolan and Steph, and they're watching. This is so cool.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Okay. I've got a couple of friends that I think would really benefit from this because their children are autistic, and I am trying to get them on at the moment because it's so important to help the young generation. But I don't know where they are, but I'm asking them to tune in. But if not, we can send this to them. So as I say, after this, I'm going to cut the transmission. So this will go on separately, just about what you're doing. This is so exciting. Okay, so again, any comments? Yeah, Tracy wants to do some grounding and breathing. Okay, shall we do some grounding and breathing? Tracy, have you have subscribed? I have to keep reminding people, please subscribe to Moving On TV, because that way we're growing, and at some point David and I will get paid.
I don't know, maybe one day.
While I've got you here, you need to know that something very, very exciting is happening with the lottery, and I will talk to you about that another time. But if you want to go for a grant, you can ring them up. Email them. I'll give you the details. And you can say to them, I want an assistant to do the grant for me. And they will sit there. The lottery will pay them for a couple of days to work with you on your grant. They do everything. I mean, it's so exciting. And you just tell them what you want. Okay? But I'll talk to you about that another time, because I'm trying to bring you on to the projects I'm doing as well, so we can work together. Anyway, let's do some grounding. Thank you, Tracy. Please share as well, guys, because we're growing slowly. What's this? Unable. It says the device is disconnected. This is ridiculous because we are streaming live. I don't understand why it says this. Anyway, you see what I have to deal with? Oh, I've gone.
I can still hear you.
I've gone.
All right, I can still hear you though.
Yeah, my picture's gone. Hang on, it must be the webcam.
Yeah, I think you're still there. I think.
I can't see myself. I can't see myself now. Right, that's weird.
Yeah, this is why we're building the new internet, the new technology that's a lot easier to use. Stuff I build, like it's not more intuitive.
It doesn't matter, because after we finish this one, I'm going to come back on again. So you want to do something with us? Let's do the grounding and the breathing. Okay. So everyone, is it not
now I can't hear you.
on YouTube? Can you see me on YouTube? No, it's just you, David. Yeah, I can see myself on Facebook. Or is it frozen? No, I can see you. Brilliant.
I think I have to join again because it sounds gone again.
Okay, let's go. Can you not hear me? We've all gone. Okay, I'm going to log back in. Sorry, guys. Got to log back in, I think. Oh, there he is. There you are, David. You're back. Can you hear me? No, he can't hear me. Right. I've got to log back in again.
Not sure you can hear me, but I can't hear anything now.
Okay, let me send you a message. Right. Got to log back in again. Okay, I've got to log back in again. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off because it's playing up.
I don't know. I tried joining again. I'm not sure if you can hear me.
We've crashed. Crashed. I talked too soon. We've crashed. Okay. Hey, what's happened with the webcam? This is strange. Okay, we're back.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
We're back. There's a different webcam. This is weird. This is mad. Doesn't matter. Anyway, we're back, guys. So, oh, hang on. And is the chat working? Hi.
Yeah.
Telling me to log in all the time, and I can't chat. Living on TV chat. Yes, the chat is on. Ah, there you go. Okay, we're back, and for some reason I've got a different webcam. It looks really bad, but you carry on. I'm going to pin you. Forget about me. There you go. Carry on, David. So what we were doing grounding and breathing, weren't we?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I was just. Yeah. Okay. So I was supposed to just kind of what I was saying earlier. So like you start with the deep breathing, like I just said, like breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, and doing full belly breathing down into your stomach. So you have your hand on your stomach and just feel the breath going all the way in and then all the way out, and then hold for like 2 to 3 seconds. And then after you've done that for about a couple of minutes, that'll start automatically bringing you out of your mind into your body and anchoring you into the present moment. And then it's useful to also put attention on different parts of your body, but I find the most effective thing is your feet, because your feet's the furthest thing from your head, and your feet's really good for grounding. And imagine like long roots coming out of my feet deep into the ground, so like rooting you into the earth like a tree. So you picture you're like a tree. And then when you're walking, I found like it's really good practice to, rather than thinking, because the mind's always so busy, especially for autism. When you're walking, imagine roots coming out the bottom of your feet, and then like a tree. So then elastic bands as well from the bottom of your feet. To elastic bands holding your feet to the ground. So there's a lot of background noise just coming on, then it's a bit distracting me.
Sorry about that, David. I'll mute myself.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. So this. Yeah. So what's I saying? Yeah. So basically, so you imagine you're like a tree, and then the other thing you do as well is when you're doing the deep breathing, you can imagine like filling your body with light. So actually breathing in white, like luminous light, and then filling your body up with light, and then slowly your body will glow more and more. And then, like I said, you can focus on your feet to start off with, but then focus on every part of your body. So your feet, your legs, your hands, your arms, your stomach, your chest, your head, and then just it's called like a full body scan. And spend like a few minutes in each part of your body, and then that's really anchors you into your body then. So use a combination of that and your breath. That's really good to do every day, because that's great for like grounding you, boosting your immune system, like raising your body's vibration. So if you're ill or feel you're coming down with something, that's a really good way to help speed up the recovery process. So it's really, the breath is a miracle, because the breath is like the gift of life. It's like that is what gives us life. So the breath is the most important thing for everything, for energizing, healing, grounding. So that's why I find the two most effective things is yoga and your breathing. That's like the core stuff for autism, and the power of now, like I said before, by Eckhart Tolle. I really recommend this book to everyone. This book's what turned my life around, and what how it saved my life as well when I lost everything. It's my daughter, and I've been through so many traumatic things in my life, not just autism, but I've lost a lot in my life, like my health, my money, job, my daughter. One day I'll talk about it all.
Sorry, David, can you hear me? Did you say your daughter?
Yeah, I've got a daughter, like a 10-year-old daughter I haven't seen since she was 1, unfortunately. I haven't seen her for 9 years.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
It's been quite difficult. Yeah, but that's why I do all this for her as well. I do it for everyone, but the best way to get her back is just to create a better world, because I tried going to court many times, and I used the autism why not fit to be a father. So it's been quite difficult. I kind of got chewed up by the system. So I used to believe the system was fair and just until then, and I realized how corrupt it all is, and it's designed to split families up. And I won't go into all that, but that's why Fathers to Justice exists, because I just want to take children away. And I know a lot of people do the same thing. But I've been told in 2000, when she's 10 years old, which she is now, I'll see her again. So I think I'm going to see her, not going through the courts, but when I'm on TV, when I'm famous, when projects take off, and our World Year of Autism are set to do that next year now. I feel that's when I can speak to her like April Cornell and say, I'm your dad on TV. And I'm doing it now. I'm moving on TV, so I'm doing like I saw in my visions. I mean, like on a BBC and thing, one day I'll be on as well. So that's when I get to see my daughter again. So I just want her to know that I never gave up fighting for you. I never gave up fighting. I've tried really hard for years and years to get access to you, and I got blocked, spent tens of thousands of pounds, and my health really declined. So then I had to not let you go, but I had to then redirect my energies and focus on building a better world for you to grow up in, so you don't have to suffer and grow up in the dark world that I grew up in. So you and everyone else don't have to go through all this BS that the rest of us have gone through. So that's what I'm doing for you, and that's what this is on my arm. I'm not sure you can see that. April, it says April and the date of birth, 2nd of August 2010.
Oh,
this way you're always with me, and you're always in my heart. So I'm always gonna you want to be a part of me.
What happened, David? What happened? What, they took your daughter away from you, or what?
Yeah, well, I'm honest, it's a difficult thing to go through. Like it's because like it's back in a long time ago, over like 12-13 years ago, when I was with my ex, along like many, and then that's before I found yoga, before I found meditation. And then this when I had a basket case, I said I was on medication, antidepressants, anti-anxiety tablets. I was drinking, smoking, weed as well. So I was a mess then. So basically, I'm not completely innocent. Like I had a lot more anger issues then as well. I was never never towards my daughter. I was always a really good dad to her, and like full of love. But I used to be like arguing in front of her, like with my ex, and basically what happened is like I got really taken advantage of in a way, because I was going to self-help group work, anger management courses, and then who recommended the Power of Now, and I was turning my life around, and then then like the social services got involved, because like even though like I was like healing myself, but the system doesn't care. That the system has no compassion or anything, and it's designed to break families up. But And then my ex had problems as well. And the problem is I was working on myself, healing myself, but she was stuck. And then I won't go for it all. And she had postnatal depression. I had the autism. I was a mess. So it's a complete mess, basically. And then I got chewed up my system. So when I went to court, I couldn't afford a solicitor. So my ex had a really good solicitor. I used to become his friend because I couldn't afford it. And then I thought there's no way. I was so confident I'd see my daughter again. So I was a good dad, and I thought there's no reason why I don't let a father see your daughter. But I was naive then, and I thought the system's fair, and it clearly isn't.
Yeah.
And then they twisted everything and made me out to be a monster. I had all stuff on paper.
No, is this because of the autism?
Yeah, but also because then I had like an expert in quotes because she had a degree in psychology did an interview with me and an assessment, and then it was nothing. And she wrote a report about me. It's nothing about me, it's David Ellens. It was about like the textbook of what autism is. They're saying like I didn't have any empathy or anything, and I couldn't address her needs because I couldn't relate to her. And then you say I haven't got no empathy. Then look at what I'm doing for the world. Look what I sacrifice. I sacrifice my health for autism.
Okay,
and I got more empathy than the person writing that report, clearly. And that's the problem. And then the judge, it's all one-sided, and it's all because she had a better solicitor, and the system was just rigged against me, basically. I'm not going to go into the victim about it all, but I had to let it all go, and I forgive my ex. I forgive my ex, and she's like my greatest teacher. But it's all part of my life path kind of thing, because I was meant to be single, and like focus more on my mission. Because if I was a full-time dad, think about it, I wouldn't have much time to do my projects because I've done a lot, and there's still a lot more to do. And so I had to have this gap for my inner growth to learn to surrender, to grow inner strength, to trust the process, find Eckhart Tolle power of now, and so it's all planned out. So we'll have a soul plan, and so I'm not angry. I've let it all go now. I've forgiven it all, and it's made me the person I am today. It's made me the Superman I am today. It wasn't taken from me, then I wouldn't have got that. Wouldn't have got to where I am today.
Thank you, David. Thank you, David. Thank you. We spoke about this before, how people have gone through starseeds like us, have gone through a lot of hell. We've gone through difficult lives, and that was a very, very, very difficult experience for you. And yet, look how amazing you are. So how did you get
amazing?
Okay, how did you get past the experience of your child being taken away from you because of the fact that they said you were not suited to be a dad? How did you get past that? Because this is very important to tell other people who are struggling. Thank you, Tracy. Such a shame. Yeah, we know the system is complete, and that's what we're fighting against. But we've all gone through all this pain in order to be able to help others. And so this is what you do. You use the power of now. So do you want to talk a little bit about Eckhart Tolle and the power of now? And
So basically, that meditation technique I was telling you about, I adapted it from Eckhart Tolle from this book, because when I lost my daughter, and then when I burnt out as well, and I was like bedridden and I couldn't walk and talk for like 4 months, and it took me 2 years to be able to get back to work again. That book, like Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now, that saved my life, and it's all about being present in the here and now, and not worrying about a past you can't change, or a future might not happen yet. And the true freedom, salvation is in the present moment, and that's what I had to learn. And through suffering, the more you suffer, the more intense you suffer, it's like the more you're resisting. But that's also an opportunity to become enlightened, to let it all go. And that's what happened to me. It's like the greatest teachers and healers in the world are the ones who've been through the most trauma and suffered the most. And I've been through more than my fair share in my life. Like one day I write a book about my life and called a superhero journey. And films made about it, but yeah, that book is what the biggest thing. That and yoga. So like I said, yoga and the power of now. I just did yoga daily, meditation, and practicing being completely present and being just aware of my body. And I slip in and out of those two states again, like kind of like I have to practice it all the time. It takes hours and hours a day, but especially for me, I've got a very strong mind, and I've been through a lot of trauma, so it was a lot more work. But it was worth it. And then sometimes I slip again a little bit when I'm focused more on the computer and programming a lot, like that's been lately. And now I'm coming back full circle again. It's funny we're having this interview now, because now I'm just getting back into really practicing it again and reading the book again, because I've been quite depressed. monitors for the last like year or so, on and off, because I lost my twin flame in Bali. I had heartbreaks. I had like double heartbreak. Lost my daughter, lost the girl of my dreams, was going to marry, my fiance, and a lot. I had no money, my health. You know how it was. It's every area, my career, my projects, everything like tanked. Like I'm an investment supposed to get fell through many times, and people who were supposed to be helping my projects abandoned me. Just like tons of stuff happened, and I've just been like basically having to bring these projects into the world on my own. And I've been trying to build a team for 7-8 years for Yoga for Autism and Our World, but I've been struggling to find it, and I think that's part of my mission as well. Because think about Superman, he's in the fortress of solitude, and that's where he learns to become Superman. He's not got a team around him. He's on his own. That's why it's called the fortress of solitude. And that's where I learned to become Superman. So I realize now it's my soul path. I wasn't meant to have the support until now. Now 2020 clear vision.
David,
now the team is going to come in on the funding.
Thank you. Yeah, the team is coming in. You've got a comment. You sound like you've been doing amazing work on yourself, David. Well done. That's fantastic. I think you should do a regular program here on Moving On TV. We'll do the David Elam show. And you can do whatever you want, you know, teach people how to get past things, because this is a positive show. As you said, I've got to eat, and I haven't eaten anything. As you said, the power of now. Can you give us an example? How do you use it? So say someone is completely new. God, I hate this. They've given me another webcam. Sorry about this. This is ego. Say you've got a human being, someone is completely new to all this stuff, David, and they've got a label like ADD, ADHD, autism, whatever, it doesn't matter, PTSD. How do you use the power of now to come into the moment and not let the mind run away with you? So give us an example, like a little exercise or something that you would do.
Yeah, sure. Like the first most effective way is like the breathing I said early on. So you just do the deep breathing, like grounding into your body, and then the body awareness. That's one way. You know, I just did about when you focus on your feet and your legs, and just bring your attention into that, because that anchors you into the present moment automatically, and it stops the mind. And the other way is on top of that is also when you're just watching your thoughts, becoming a watcher, become present of your thoughts, and and the team is like passing clouds. Don't engage with them. Don't get attached to them, and just becoming aware of what you're feeling in your body and what your thoughts are. And by bringing that awareness in, then another state of presence has entered automatically. That is your conscious presence. That's like the watcher. So then you're watching the mind, and then you're not taken over by your thoughts. You're not taken over by emotions, because what happens is we identify with our thoughts and we identify with emotions. We think we are the anger, we are that sad thought, but we're not. We're like your natural state is joy and unconditional love and peace, and we could call it the peace of God. And that's your soul, basically. That's your soul doesn't get depressed or angry or sad. It's always happy. It's always full of love and happy. And that's our natural state. It's only the mind and then the body's reaction to the mind, which is the emotions. And the emotions follow the mind, your thoughts, that then pull you away from that natural state of peace and bliss. So it's just becoming aware of that and not being identified with it. So it's like doing the daily yoga practice, the daily mindfulness practice. Like I said, when you're washing your hands, feel the water on your hands. Feel the wind on your face, feel the sunshine on your face, feel your feet on the ground when you're walking, when you're going up and down the steps. Just remember to focus on your breath going in and out, your feet on the floor, the sounds around you, the sights. Don't label, don't judge them. Just be present. Just be aware of them without your mind labeling everything. Like, so before your mind labels, you're already aware of it. There's awareness that's beyond the mind. So the mind is just like your computer kind of thing, and it's a very powerful tool, and it's great for programming or other tasks. But when it takes control and it runs away with itself, it becomes a monster. Then that's when you start having problems, because the mind doesn't understand love or compassion and peace. It's just a computer, really. It doesn't really have emotions. The emotions come from your heart and your body, and also beyond that, which is like your soul. And all you got to do is quieten down the mind to be able to feel it and feel and hear that inner peace and inner natural state of joy. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. That's basically summarizing Eckhart Tolle's teachings, basically. But I really recommend, like, checking out his book, and he's got a YouTube channel as well, and he's doing some special like awakening through adversity with the COVID lockdowns and stuff. He's doing like a whole new like meditation series right now. So, and he's like the master. He's just like, yeah, he's my Superman. He's one. He gets me through the tough times. So yeah, I hope that helps. I think I summed it up quite well. And also just don't resist what is. Like when things are happening, don't resist and fight it, because resisting what is, you're fighting life. So you just got to say yes to life, not say no. It might not be how you want it to go, but by fighting it, like say you're late. Say, I used to be like this, a lot of anxiety being late for something, and I get stressed out, or you didn't get the interview, or whatever it is. But by clinging to that, resisting that, you're creating that inner disharmony, and you're creating that stress, and that stress isn't going to make it any better. It isn't going to change the situation. It isn't going to make you be on time, or isn't going to like give you a different result. But your reaction is how you deal with it. So you just got to accept it and say yes. And then because it's just going to affect your health, and it's a thing called law of attraction. So if you like then are resisting and fighting life and being negative, the universe and the life will give you more of that, will give you more resistance, more things to be negative about. But if you let it go and be positive, in a positive state of mind, and then you let things just flow through you and just and always be positive, then you attract more positive things into your life. And it's not easy said than done, but practice makes perfect, and I have to keep practicing it all the time. But once you get used to it, then it gets easier and easier. You just got to be disciplined. Even just doing like 10-minute yoga, 10-minute breathing every day, and just watch your mind and your thoughts, and watch your feet when you're walking, you know, just whenever you remember, kind of thing. Because the mind is quite clever, and it will try to always come in a little back door and try to trick you into identifying with it again. But you just got to be present, and the more presence you build, and the easier it becomes, and the more you're aware of it. There you are again, those thoughts, those negative thoughts, and you just laugh at it, and you're like, haha, you're not gonna trick me again. Yeah. And then you just come back into your heart space. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. And can you still hear me? Hopefully, I've been talking quite a lot. Oh, the sound's gone again. I hope you heard me. 1 second. Why is the sound keep going?
I'm muted. Okay, can you hear me now? He's back.
There we go.
We lost you there for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything you're saying again. The sound went.
David, you know what? To me, the gift that you are giving the world is people are struggling so much, and you found your dream, I found my dream, and that's what keeps me in balance. That's what gets me up every day, because we feel we're here for humanity. We're here to do a good job, to help humanity have a better life. So I want you to, again, just do a very quick little breathing session with anyone who's on here at the moment. Because if anyone's got anyone in your life at the moment that is struggling and can't cope with what's going on, because we can see beyond, we know that it's all good, and we know that everything is getting, we know all the silver linings, and we know that we're winning. But there are a lot of people out there that are watching the media, and they need something, a tiny technique, as you said. When you say to someone, like I say, you know, if you say it to me, I know what you're talking about. Whatever you do, you're in the now. You know, this is a table. I can feel it. Touch assist. Touch assist. This is, I can feel my skin. You use all your modalities. I can hear my voice. What does it sound like? Yada, yada. But you're talking to someone who's been doing this work for God knows how long. Now we want to appeal to, say, someone who's got a child who's autistic. And we have got people like that. And they should really be on here, but they're not. And so how can they help, for example, a child that is going through an autistic episode, for example? What would be the best thing to do with them? Would you know?
It depends what age they are. So like, if they're like, if you can like talk to them, then the best thing to do is like just mention oh, is it that monster inside you? Just say like or you could use a monster, or you could use a different name for it, kind of thing. Just say like your thoughts or that feeling inside, and just basically make it into more fun way of what I just explained earlier about being aware of what they're feeling inside, and that negative thoughts, and say, oh, that monster or whatever it is coming again, and not to listen to it, basically, and just to be focus on the breath, and just come and just bring awareness into it. Because bringing awareness into it and just having attention on that is what transmutes it, and then that sort of stops the meltdown, kind of thing. It's like a pattern interrupt. It's like a circuit breaker. Just breaks out of that vicious cycle, because your thoughts are like driving your emotions, and then the emotions create that negative energy in your body, and then that feeds the negative thoughts. So it's a vicious cycle, and then the mind and body feed each other, and you just got to break that circuit, break that cycle. So you just got to or like another way is like you do laughter, or you can just distract them with something else. You know, maybe something funny, like a joke, or something they like to do. And yeah, but it depends on the age, like what level they like can rationalize with what, if they can understand what you're trying to explain.
Okay. Sorry, David. I'm muted. So, for example, as you say, it depends on the age of the child, obviously. But say you're dealing with a child, say about the ages between 5 and 9. Say, take where they're totally aware. A 7-year-old is already, a child that is already formed. They're not a baby anymore. They're, you know what I mean. So, how would you deal with, say, this child is having some kind of episode, and you don't know what to do with them? Oh, my webcam's gone now because it's not connected. You see, sometimes it's common sense. So I think people can hear us now. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Right. So yeah, we're on watch. We're on a watch party as well. So it's going a lot all over the place. So yeah. So as I say, I know people that have children, David, that they don't, they find it difficult, and yet you are doing so well. So can we take you back a bit? Okay, let's take you back to when you were a kid. Okay. So how was the outer world to you as a kid? How does an autistic child, again, with that, I hate labels, but we can only talk about this with a label, can't we? How does a very sensitive child with a label understand the world out there, and what's the best way for a parent or for someone to be able to interact, or to help them to come back into balance it? Because isn't it true that one of the things about autism is I can see you don't look at me, you look away from me, I could see your eyes. Is that?
No, I can't see. I don't know where you are. No, I look at you, but I just it's because I'm looking at the screen.
Okay, let me put myself back. Okay, so I'll put myself.
I'm not sure I can't see where to look.
Hey, there I am. Who's the third person? We've got a third person here. I don't know who that is. Can you see me? I'm above.
Yeah. So I'm.
Okay.
I never used to make eye contact. Like I said, but before I did all the yoga and self work on myself, I couldn't even talk. I was stuttered and I didn't make any eye contact, and then I went from like being like really stuttered and introverted, not talking, to doing like public talking at yoga shows, the Yoga Show and or the Autistic Show. And if you look at Yoga for Autism website, there's some old videos when I used to do like shows in Manchester and London, and then I do like public talking. And the first public talk I did was like the hardest thing I've ever done. Like and you see how I improved over time, because I'm still working on the communication stuff. But I never used to be able to like make any eye contact, and then now I was doing this public talking, which is like the most terrifying thing someone with autism could do to an audience. And I found the best thing to do was just talk from the heart, and that's what I was about to say for the children. Like it's just talking from the heart, because when it's reading from a presentation or a script from the mind, then it's not more difficult, and I start stuttering again. But when you're just talking from the heart, people can feel my passion and my love for what I'm talking about, and that's what people loved at the shows. How it's a positive message I was talking about, rather than a negative stigma that everyone's all talking about autism, like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you won't have a job. And that's why I created a training course to give them all jobs as well. So I was like, right, I can help you, teach you meditation, yoga, mindfulness, train you up how to make apps and games, and make it how to make apps and games, and then give you all jobs. Because I'm just going to solve this, because I thought someone needs to step up. Because I've got fed up with all the negative, like all this, you can't do this, you can't do that, and I just want to prove the world wrong. I was like, no, I can do this. The more someone told me I can't do something, the more I push back and say, well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to prove you all wrong. And that's what I've done. So now I just want to share that with everyone else.
Okay, well, you're frozen again, but it is coming across. It's interesting because you're not frozen on Facebook, but you're frozen on Restream. So anyway, it's absolutely brilliant what you're saying, David. And thank you so much for coming on here. You've got so much to teach and so much to say. And I am trying, I don't know, we've got another person on here now, except as well as you. I don't know who it is, because...
Oh, it's me, probably.
It's you again, but it's not
me. It's two me. It's two me's. It's the E.
There's two you.
Yeah, because that's my computer. That's my my digital twin. Because on my computer, I haven't got a webcam and microphone, but I've got a bigger screen, so I can see. But on phone, I got a phone and mic. That's why I use my phone for the camera and microphone. And the other one, DE, is the other me. The face me. The digital me.
We've got great example, David. So I think we've got a lot of information there, and I want to put it out, as I say, separately, and then come back so people can just watch this interview about autism. And I personally would love for you and me to do a show together. So, like maybe a regular weekly show. How would you feel about that? Oh my God, I'm putting you on the spot here, aren't I?
Yeah, no, that'd be good. Like, yeah, and then can see it. I think I've got a lot to share. So, yeah, I make time for it. Like, I think it'd be good. Like, because always it's like I've got very time pressured, but I think it's time. Like you said, I need to get the message out there. Got a lot to share, and I've been 7 years preparing for this, so I really got to like sort of step up now, kind of thing. I think the world's got to start hearing the message, and that's my role. That's the thing. My projects, the technology I'm building, like is only a teeny fraction. My biggest role is to bring inspiration, is to embody it and to live, to go for the challenging, like all of us have. And all of us are superheroes, and it's kind of like to inspire and empower people, and to like that's the thing. That's how people can relate. Because if you just showed up, like had a really great life and you had all the superpowers, and people can't relate to you. But if you like down in the trenches and you kind of lived and bled and was one of the people and had to go for all the same challenges, then people can relate to you, and they look up to you and respect you more because you're talking from experience rather than just talking from a textbook. You're actually practicing what you preach, kind of thing. So now I understand why, like same with all of us, why we've all been put through so much, because now we're back to stepping up into the world to heal and teach the world what we've got to teach. But we had to go through it all first as an example.
Yeah.
So,
and I just think it's so exciting. I'm humble to you and honored to meet you, because I never was diagnosed with such a serious spectrum, label. I have my own issues. but you have just done such amazing work. And next time you come back, we're going to talk about the game. Okay, we're going to talk about the avatar, and we'll come back again. As I say, I'm really excited to bring you back again next week onto I've Got Life, or we can even create our own show. We could talk about this, David, but it's just good to have you back, like a co-presenter, maybe even, where we could bring people on. They can ask you questions, and it's all about sharing. Everything's about sharing, and we are here in order to do our job. This is our job, to bring the light. And the web changed now, which means, you know, we've got more people watching. So anyway, what are you up to today? What are you going to be doing today? Anything exciting?
Well, today I've got to get some work done, kind of thing. I'm working for another company. I've kind of got a part-time job I just started with Seeds. I'll talk about it more next time. That's the technology side of the part, and that's like the new economy, and that's basically it's going to replace the current financial system with Seeds, and it's about a regenerative economy. When you get rewarded, when you do good and help people in the world, you get Seeds, which is a form of it's like a cryptocurrency called Seeds. And you go and join seeds.com, you can check out more, and they're kind of working with them, and I'm integrating that into our world and into the Races API, which is the technology stuff I can talk about more next time. So, but I've got basically work to do for them, because yesterday was all yoga all day and meditation. I had a massive yoga meditation day yesterday, so today I've got to get a bit of work done, because I've got a meeting tomorrow morning with them, and I've got to tell them the progress. So I've got to like have some progress to show them. I just want to say I just want to end with one thing. Like, you asked me earlier about the children, and I was just thinking, what else would be really effective? And basically the answer is the same thing for everyone, is love, and just give them a hug. Just tell them you love them, hug them, and kiss them on the forehead, and say you love you, I love you. And I think that will also snap them out of it. That's what, for me, all I ever wanted was a hug and someone to tell me they love me. And I never felt I got that when I was growing up. It's like, not my parents' fault, because they were 80s, you know, in the 80s I grew up, and things were different then, and they thought like they taught the wrong thing about the answer was to not pander to our needs. But no, the child needs to feel loved and needs to feel like they're there and care, and people only act out when they don't feel loved. And that's what the whole problem of the world we're in is, because people aren't getting enough love. So you need to love and accept people how they are, and I never felt loved or accepted or understood. And that was been the hardest thing. So yeah, I think that's for everyone. Just give everyone a hug and tell them you love them, and that'll solve nearly every problem in the world instead of fighting all the time.
Yes, hugging. So thank you so much, David. And before you go, just quickly, shall we just do a grounding and breathing? Let's do a quick grounding. Oh God, I can't talk. Grounding and breathing, and then we'll send you on your way. Because I'm quite excited now, because hopefully we've got a dancer coming on tonight, Natasha, because I was going to have to leave early today, but now something has got postponed. So hopefully we've got a dancer coming on. That's going to be exciting. And of course, that is going to ground you.
Yes, and dancing too. I have got to say, dancing is everything I love. Swimming in the sea, yoga, and dancing, they're my favorite three things.
Okay, let's quickly, so put your hands on, let's do that together. Let's put our hands on our stomach, close our eyes, and just do some grounding. So basically, you want to feel that you've got roots coming out of the bottom of your feet, and they're connecting to the ground really, really deep, basically, deep, deep, deep. And that keeps you really, really grounded, okay? And then you breathe from the belly. Like a singer, you open up, up, up. And then and again, put your hand on your belly. Imagine it's like an accordion. And it's opening up, up, up. You should really play the accordion on the arm. I haven't done it for a while. And then out. And open it like an accordion. And out. No, we ask for the protection of the angels and love. And I always love the violet flame, absolutely love the violet flame. I work with the violet flame all the time. Ask for the protection of Saint Germain. I don't know about you, but I can now see beautiful violet flame everywhere. It's very fast for me. And so, but like you, it's very important for me to be grounded. If you can hear my feet, grounded. I float off so quickly back to my planet. And I'm singing, when I'm really in the body, when I'm singing from every part of me, which I'll do after this, it grounds me. You know, when I'm singing, it's a bit like I'm totally in the moment. And I think the happiest times I had yesterday was one of the happiest days, because I was doing all my own show and I had audiences and people were coming on and enjoying the singing. You know, again, it's unusual for me to get audiences. It's so exciting. I mean, we've got people on YouTube, we've got people on Facebook, we've got Jane Randall, we've got Steph Strecker, Harry Tiger on the watch party, and we've got people. We've got Sam, and we've got Samantha, and we've got what else have we got? Tracy, and I don't know who else because it doesn't always show up. But we've got about 5 or 6 people, and it's so exciting. Apart from people that are on Facebook, Geza. I love you. There, send them away. Geza Tarjani, our wonderful freedom fighter, is on. He's watching. So this is David Elam's, and he's teaching us how to stay calm and breathe and stay calm. Anyway, it's wonderful to have you, David. I'm going to go now because I've got to go and take a bit of breathing space for me. Gotta go and get a drink and stay grounded. So we will have you back next week, please, God. And talking about your game.
And just to talk about the audience, as a third part of my my mission, like is the yoga, the technology, and also I'm a freedom fighter as well. I've got a truth blog as well, truthiseverywhere.org, and I haven't done that part for a while. So that's why I'm
very. What is it? Can you give me?
The truthiseverywhere.org. I put it on your chat. The truthiseverywhere.org. That's my truth warrior thing, but I hadn't had time to do that much for a while. And I'm called the messenger on there.
The truthiseverywhere.org. That's David's truth blog. But today we're here to talk about yoga for autism. Because we have Geza on, and Geza, I nearly got arrested twice because of our interview. That's another story. The Boys in Blue program. Yeah. 4 a.m. in the morning. The singing police came along. The singing, can you believe it? They said singing. So there you go. Anyway, that's how, but they're gone now because the vibration's too high. They can't come near me.
Yeah, what happened? What did you do? An interview, was it? And then you said some things that keywords probably.
Yeah. Which we won't say. Anyway, love you lot. Take care, sweetheart. Send this everywhere. And I'll see you next week. Okay, take care.
Love you lots. Bye.
Bye, darling. Bye-bye. Okay, that was David Elam's, and I've got to sort out the webcam because this one is rubbish. And before you know it, you won't be able to see me at all because it's the one connected to the laptop. I love you guys, and join me at 4 o'clock. I will be coming back about half an hour. Join me for Anne Sarah Gallagher and Sarah's Hope. I'm going to leave now and come back because, as I said, I need to sort out the webcam because this is not a good one. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Please sign on to Moving On TV if you haven't yet. Love you lots. Bye. I'm going to leave now and come back because, as I said, I need to sort out the webcam because this is not a good.
A YouTube channel as well, and he's doing some special awakening through adversity with the COVID lockdowns and stuff. He's doing like a whole new meditation.
Yeah, before we go, I'll sing a song that's actually apt.
Love you lot.
This song from Oliver. Oh, okay, let's go for it. Let's sing it with the artful dog.
Meet Darren from Faith in Nature. When demand increased,
guys.
they secured funding to
love
source
you
more
too.
ingredients
Thank
for their
you, sweetheart.
100% vegan products. Can
Send
you be
it
ethical
everywhere.
and successful? Naturally. Lloyd's Bank, by the
Yes,
side
it
of
is.
business.
The true Superman.
All right then, lads. The first thing you can do for me is get to work. We can't have you lying about here all day. There's rich pickings on them streets.
I would fag if you was like going to see the hanging.
Oh, don't worry, my dear. You'll be hanging yourself in time.
Version.
Say,
So
Nancy,
you too, buddy.
how many better get going before Bill wakes up?
Nah, yeah, you're right. You listen, Oliver. Be careful.
Let's try this one. They don't know it's true. Someone very well with it too. I will be back soon. But they don't know it's true. Someone very well with it too. We'll be back soon. Oh, I'm very well with it too. I will be back soon. I gotta go and sort out the webcam. 13 steps of self-forgiveness. No, blood. Copy it. And fill in the gaps. I haven't made a video of it yet because I want to learn it off by heart. I haven't done that yet because I don't want to do it, you know, in a way where, hang on, fill in the gaps. All right, so get rid of that.